Damn shame.
It is a damn
Absolute shame.
It's,
I don't know what be wrong with people.
I do.
Wow.
Unfortunately, my cure form will have me locked up for 25 years.
Well,
so like, I guess there's nothing else to be done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing 25 for these niggas. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas. Going Chrissy, you ain't first. Because you are sometimes host on this show. So we're actually first. No, SBJ is actually first.
I am in a perpetual state of firstum.
Oh man. And just like that, spring said bye. I went outside.
I mean,
it's chilly.
It's raining.
It was raining the other day and it didn't feel like this.
Because it was, they had to calibrate. They got to figure out the right settings.
I don't be liking the calibration. I don't be liking it. They got
to figure out the right settings before they put it in proper order. Like,
yeah, I wasn't feeling that.
It got confused by the quick change, so it thought it was summer rain, but it wasn't summer rain. It was
so now it got back to being winter rain, huh?
Yeah, it's supposed to be spring rain. Spring rain is a little chillier at first, and then it starts to transition over to summer.
Can I get
rain.
my 60 degrees back or something? Like, I just want my
couple days.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
no, I went like the day.
No, it ain't gonna happen today. Again, it take time. The turnover in that field is.
I have PTSD when it comes to temperature shit because of the issues I've had in this house.
Nobody
HVAC.
You have to understand though. Nobody working there has more than 3 years of experience. The turnover rate is ridiculous. The turnover rate is ridiculous. So you gotta understand they learning on the job. Even the most senior employee can't really be of that much help because they ain't got that much experience themselves. Like you gotta understand, bro. I feel you.
Is crazy.
I feel you, but bro,
turnover rate is crazy, yo.
Yeah, give a little grace.
Nah, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. To quote my man Spice, rest in peace. I don't be liking that. Nigga used to stay with that shit, yo. He used to stay with that. Man. What up, Jason? What up, Freethinker? Yo, what up, Zero? Yo, he used to stay with that, yo, with that really dissatisfied face and shit while some shit him. I don't be liking that.
Man, can you blame him?
Nah. Really, everything he didn't be liking, I didn't be liking it either.
See?
That's true. Very true.
He was right. Yo, have you I just realized that I have this. Well, not just realized, just remembered that I have this app. Have you ever played with NVIDIA Canvas?
Yeah, NVIDIA's Canvas?
Yeah.
No. I've played with like Canva.
No shit. But
NVIDIA Canvas, no. But I'm gonna tell you this for nothing. I said last year, talking to Graydon on a podcast, that NVIDIA was going to be a big player in the AI space because I saw the stuff they was working on, right?
Yeah.
They didn't triple their stock price.
I mean, yeah, because they are the biggest GPU manufacturer in the world. And all that shit is kind of based off of GPUs.
Yes, bro.
So
Mighty Mike Gleason.
Big Mike.
So this is an NVIDIA Canvas. It's the beta male.
And this, I don't think this is updated. When I haven't, because I had it a while ago. I haven't updated it.
I may have heard of this. Oh, I did hear of this. Well, okay, so I didn't remember the name, but I remember at some point I saw a YouTube video where they were previewing this. They was talking about this. Some YouTuber that's into that space, the AI space, was talking about this. This is crazy. I didn't even know it was available to get your hands on.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
is it free? Do I gotta pay some damn money?
No, this ain't no guy. I ain't paying no. Listen, I can't afford to pay for another goddamn.
Yo, I saw a video about this, bro. I saw a video about the dude was talking about it in the video. That's when I saw a whole bunch of other shit they got, yo. And it just put me on a point. I was like, yo, they're gonna be really big in the AI space. And great, because Graydon asked me to give it like a top 5. And I was like, NVIDIA is gonna be in that top 5. He's like, are you sure?
I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I can't imagine them.
Exactly, Zero. I'm getting this today. Look what he's talking about. I'm getting this today. Today. Look at your drawing ass. That's
nigga,
not drawing.
Hey, listen.
Look at this shit. Yo, why you got stones and shit just floating in the sky like that?
Hold up, nigga.
Yeah, I need this in my life. What? How you make it a tree? This is oh, you just draw it in the that's right. That's what the video said. You draw it in a vague shape of a thing.
Yeah.
And the AI reads your intentions. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, be the best, but
it's still that's amazing.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and
how big is it? How big is the program?
I don't fucking know.
Because I don't got a whole bunch of space.
Where is this?
They got one that's online too. The app.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Interesting.
It's
so you don't have to use your GPU, I guess.
I mean, that's not an issue for you though.
No, it's not. I'm just worrying about how big this motherfucker is. System requirements. 4 gigabytes. I can handle that.
Yeah, that's not super crazy.
But that's the RAM. But what's the size of the program?
I don't remember. When I opened it, it was like download the update. Oh, so I can tell you. Hold up.
Okay.
Just downloaded it. I didn't. I haven't updated it. This is. I don't even know what version this is.
Biddy, what's going on? Yo, that's crazy right there. I'd have been, man. That's a hell of a distraction for me. I'd be making worlds. I'd be making worlds for the content.
Update itself, the download, the installation file is 1 gig.
Oh, all right. All right.
Who knows? What is this?
Simply download.
Yeah, because this is kind of fire.
Yeah, that's.
Because I was looking, I was like, "What is this? Why is this here?" Because I have it pinned to my my taskbar. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why is this here? And I'm like, oh, right. I forgot about this shit.
Oh, so you had it for a minute and just forgot it was there.
The minute of minutes, my guy.
Nigga.
Oh, where's the?
So it's no text-based anything. It's just.
Not that I know of. I mean, there are more buttons over here. I don't know what none of them do because again, it's been forever since I touched it.
Facts.
So let's see if this will work out the way that I think it will.
I definitely got to get some more damn memory for my fucking.
Yeah, you bugging.
Yo, and that's the thing. I have like terabytes and terabytes, but my C drive is small, so it ain't, it ain't the biggest. Everything else, yeah, and it's so many programs that I go on. You know what I'm saying?
No, all facts. I wonder if
Biddy says she just left her granddaughter's party and she's on route home. Be careful.
Yes, absolutely. Can I image you? 100%. Like
that's all right.
That's decent for like just sitting here fucking around. Like
exactly, bro. Like you wasn't even really, you know what I mean? Like focused and on it. You was talking to us and doing it.
Like, that's kind of crazy.
Amazing. It is.
That's kind of crazy.
Bro. And allow me to remind people, this is still the worst this technology will ever be.
Absolutely.
This is the worst this technology will ever be. And I'm excited about that shit. Honestly, like I know as a creative, apparently I'm supposed to be scared. Right? Like, this is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting from non-creatives too. Why aren't you scared?
Of what? Because like, aren't you scared? You're a creator. No. Why? Because I'm a creator.
Nigga, could you say it
again? I don't understand. I am a creator. The tools that I use are the things that the AI is being applied to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's making my job simple, a lot more efficient, a lot quicker.
Yeah. Like I feel like it's not an issue.
I like that.
With no, thanks. That's
the journey, right? Yes, yeah, facts. Like, bro, like, why would I be afraid? Like me, why would I be afraid of it when, like, nothing's gonna stop me from creating? Why would I be more afraid of this than Photoshop or any other numerous tools that I have learned to use over the years?
Actually, on the flip side, that is a good. Oh shit! Hold up. There's an update. I installed the update. But anyway, yeah, because there's a parallel. There were people that felt that way about Photoshop, and look what happened.
All of these photographers, guess what they did? They started using Photoshop. It's accepted it, and so did. By the way, people who graphic design, even if it's not Photoshop, they might use clip art, which is similar. So, yeah. Like I said, man.
Hold on.
I also feel like that these tools is my suit of Iron Man armor. Like it boosts my stats, right? There are certain things that I like. For instance, even with the so I use several AI chatbots. I use ChatGPT. I just started using Pi, right? The other day, which is really good, and Copilot, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. So, like, there are times my brain is only going to be able to retain a certain amount of information, right?
Right.
What these chatbots do is help me with the stuff that I can't retain.
Right.
And what would have took me a long time to go and find it, the information that I needed, I can get it right there. And provided I fact check like I do people, right? Like I'm good. And that's the thing. What's up, Stella? A lot of the things that people are afraid that the AI is going to do to them, people are already doing that to you. And now you seem to be concerned about it. But for years, when I was running around talking about, did you fact check today? Hey guys, wouldn't it be nice if you fact check? Hey guys, how about some critical thinking along with that sandwich? Hey guys, like when I was doing that, it was you right about the wrong stuff and that. And now, when humans were lying to you, and we were telling you humans are lying, I didn't see this level of vitriol. But the moment it's AI sometimes gives misinformation. Yeah. Yeah. You don't say. I've been watching you motherfuckers on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram give out bad information confidently. That's the other thing I heard too, right? I heard people saying, yeah, the thing is, AI will fool you because it'll say the wrong thing confidently. You know how many motherfuckers I've been combating for the last 15 years or so that say the wrong things confidently? Anybody ever heard of Ken Ham? Y'all motherfuckers need to stop being like this is what's going on. And I think it's primal too. I really do. Humans are projecting. Humans are projecting because they know how we treat beings who we think have lesser intelligence than us. Look how we treat animals on the planet. And the idea that we could be building something that has greater intelligence than us at some point scares the BCGz out of a lot of you motherfuckers, because you keep harboring back on how we treat those that we think are less intelligent.
Right.
Will it do that to us?
Well, probably.
And if it does, guess what caused it to do it?
Right.
The people that made it.
Mm-hmm.
The people that made it would put biases or some other flaw in the shit. Because you got to remember, AI is not developing the way humans develop. Some of the things we do come absolutely from our evolutionary biology.
Thanks.
The AI doesn't have those things. So if it gets any of it, it's because we gave it to it. Right? Right. We gave it to it. What up, Cindy? Sean P.
What up?
Hey, Sean just said he got his Entropic Empire shirt on. That's fire. Guess what, though? I'm rocking the Reaper Legion. Yeah.
Oh, that's how you feel?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I understand. I ain't mad at you about it.
Yo, this right here is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, I just downloaded the install thing. I'm gonna wait till I have the show to install that shit, because I don't know how intensive it's gonna be. Fuck up what I got going on right now.
Your computer is beefy.
It is, but still.
I had no issues. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. God damn it. Okay, didn't do it. All right. Your computer beefy enough to handle the install.
Right.
Oh, hold up, it died.
Damn, see, that's why.
Oh, no, it didn't. It didn't die. It did die. Well, it's still beta, so.
This is also true, Zero. So some people forget, people program the AI to search for information on the net for you, not to vet for truth. People are lying. AI finds that, and then I've literally caught this. I've literally caught this. And you know why I managed to catch that and don't get jammed up? Because of years of respecting what fact checking is. Years of practicing critical thinking, right? Because it's always a practice. You don't just all of a sudden become master critical thinking. Now it's always, you know what I'm saying? So the same things you have to do with AI, you have to do with people.
Thanks.
The difference is people are all upset about it now. All them years, your politicians lied to your ass. Corporations lied to your ass. Your girlfriend lied to your ass. Thanks. Your mama and daddy lied to you about Santa Claus. All these years, y'all was good with the lies, until AI retold a lie, actually, because if it's searching the internet, like Zero said, if it's searching the internet and the person that did the article that it finds is lying, it's just spreading the lie that a human told.
Facts. All facts. Like,
just fact check, please. Fact check. Look, we've been on that fact check everybody shit for a long, long time. It's interesting to see people. Right. It's real interesting to see all these people. Some of the people, by the way, that I've seen making these statements, people that I've known for years. And I've caught them not fact checking. Nice. I've caught them dismissing the idea of, before you post this, don't you think you need to check to see if it's right?
Right.
But now all of a sudden, because they think Ultron's coming, because they think Skynet is being born, right? All of a sudden, now they about the fact check. It's crazy. It's crazy. Look, if they was that concerned about how humans getting information from humans is more important or thorough or shit like that, then you would have been fact checked that shit a long time ago.
Nigga.
Or you would have listened to me, another human, telling you to fact check.
Right.
And you didn't. You didn't. Instead, I gotta scroll past a post that's obviously wrong. Right? The key, look, to not be that guy that get on every post and go, well, actually, right? I gotta scroll past that shit. But now though, because Bing is saying it, or OpenAI, now everybody, well, listen, maybe I'll say it like this. Right. Right. Fact check the guy telling you to fact check. Right. Listen, like I'll say this though, if I'm being generous. Welcome aboard.
Bruh.
There's some coffee and some donuts. There's a computer over there for you to go and do some of your research. It's in the it's in the word. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a computer over here if you do that. I got a couple of books over here too, right? Because the computer could go down and you still might need Encyclopedia Britannica or Science Encyclopedia or something like that.
Right.
Get comfortable. Get to know the place. We did a couple of changes the other day. Hope you like them. Because some of us was already in this room. we was living here already. We was living here. Now motherfuckers want fast. But the AI lies. I just watched the State of the Union address. I just watched a news program the other day, and you sitting here telling me the AI lies. Fuck. I just watched a journalist tell me something the other day, and you sit here telling the AI could be lying. when your girl said when your girl said that she was over her cousin's house all night,
bruh.
Listen, but now y'all are interested in that shit. Now, y'all motherfuckers been going out here on these streets buying drugs from people who are not accredited in any pharmaceutical college anywhere, right? Y'all been buying them drugs and trusting it.
I can't stand you. I really cannot stand you.
All these years, bro, all these years, where was the fact check? Where was it? I ain't care. All right. And look, just from my folks, my community, when we see one person running or group of running, we start running. We don't even ask. Like, oh no, I'm getting out of here.
That's facts. I can't even.
I'm getting out of here.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, all I say is put your feet up. Get your feet up. You got a lot to learn. There's a lot of shit over here you got to read. Man, people kill me, bro.
You're right.
They really do.
You're right. They be wild. But
be flat out wild.
Sometimes I'd argue they don't even realize it.
No, I would sometimes. I think it's a lot more than sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of this stuff is like conditioning, right? Because they've gotten away with it for so long, right? And also nobody made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Nobody made a big deal about it. Like, you may have had pockets of people that was making a big deal about it, but when the internet came a thing, a whole community of people making a big deal about it came along, right? And because the internet allows you to bring together people who probably would never have met ever in their life or communicated ever in their life because they live in different geographic areas, like will attract like in this case, people that have the same concerns tend to galvanize together, form a community, and it projects their voice a little louder. So, like, where before you may get a teacher here, a professor there, might talk about fact check. Hey, make sure you check your sources. That was relegated for like school. Right. It ain't just for school, bro. Your whole life. Make it a mantra. Did you fact check today? Before you shared that post and got everybody all upset.
I mean,
and also shaved off massive points to your credibility, your public credibility.
That part.
Just chopped off massive points. Did you fact check before you hit send? Did you?
No, you know the answer to that.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Right.
You didn't. But now the AI is basically giving you information that is written by people, and you're saying that make sure y'all fact check it. No, before you get to the AI, fact check the person that wrote that shit in that article that you read. Yo, there are certain things that I see as red flags with articles on websites that I am not familiar. If I see websites citing sources, citing themselves as a source, that's a red flag to me. They got this hyperlink in that motherfucker, and you click on it, and it leads to another article, some shit they said.
Right.
Excuse me. I need some outside sources, not just from where did you get this shit from?
Yeah.
I also read the about section. Normalize reading the about section for sites that you've never been to before. That somebody posted a link to. Read the about section. You know how many times I've seen people sharing stuff from satire sites? And that's because somebody posted a link who didn't fact check. And then somebody spread it and clicked on it and read it and couldn't tell it was satire. And then they shared it in a discussion. Okay. They didn't know anything about this site before. They had never been in this site before. And they didn't think to check to see if the site was something that was actually at least making the attempt to give information. That's its intent, or its intent to chuckle, get a smile out of somebody. Oh, that's funny. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. 0 cents. What the fuck? You can't have the person claiming something, quote their journal as a source. That's whack. No, they do it, bro. When the first time I saw that, I went, wait, what? You put a hyperlink in here for another article from some other shit you said? I could do this. I could literally make a claim based off a Facebook post that I posted and then put a link to that post in my comment and say, hey, it's my source right here. What the fuck? That shit crazy, man.
You can choose to do that. You absolutely choose to do it.
Cindy says, saw a TikTok the other day saying that Cinderella's castle at Magic Kingdom burnt to the ground. People were freaking out saying Disney was covering up because it wasn't on the news. You just gave me a massive aneurysm. What is wrong with? I get it now. That meme was right, bro. That meme was right.
What you? I mean,
the meme that had Bigfoot in the woods and it said, "Now we know Bigfoot was just trying to stay away from people." That's it. Like, why you can? No, y'all motherfuckers. Wow. Look. Cindy continues, the TikTok page says in their name that they are 100% fake Disney news 100% of the time. And motherfuckers still shared the shit. Still shared it. He said, you're making me laugh so hard. I got coffee coming out of my nose, bro. This show is fire. Look, man. I'm just... Woo! Y'all motherfuckers, man. I'm not, look. I don't know, B. Are we ready to do some news? Motherfuckers just, are we not ready? Okay. Look,
there's no news. We have no topic.
Oh, nice. I think something that SBJ said a while ago becomes more true as the days go on. Disappointment. You see more disappointment in people.
The
idealism versus what actually is. Like
it's night and day.
it gets you caught up for real. It gets you caught up. Like, it's funny because a few years ago, the last election cycle, I was posting shit about asteroid 20 asteroid 2020, right? Like that's I feel like I'm about to vote for the asteroid again because and it has less to do with the people running and more to do with the people just here. It's like, yo, clean this up. The university need to clean this up. Something need to happen. If that dark forest scenario is true, with all the signals we done put out there in space, now radio signals move slower than, of course, light or whatever. So I'm not quite sure where the earliest radio signal that was ever man-made produced here on the planet Earth. I'm not sure how far it's got. But if one of those hostile alien forces picks that up and go, dinner served, I hope they on their way, man, because y'all motherfuckers, somebody got to clean this up. Somebody got to clean this up. Like, jeez. And what's crazy is, all right, you can be forgiven, right? If you have to dig to find the about section. But what Cindy's talking about is this was right there on the front page, man. It's like, we joking, y'all. That's what they should have put. Yo, we joking. These is jokes. These is jokes. You know, just all jokes. Ha-ha. Kiki. It didn't matter. So wait a minute, Cindy. How far did was there ever any clarity given to these people at any point where it stopped being a thing? Or are they still spreading that around? You know, the other thing that's crazy about that too, Cinderella's Castle and Disney. You know, one of the reasons why I refuse to go back to Disney is because it's always so goddamn packed. How could Disney keep that out of the news? How? You know how many people go to...
No, I don't. To be clear.
Bro, the last time I went to Disney, it was so packed. I felt like we was moving maybe 3 feet every 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, yes, absolutely. I am aware of that. Well, jeez. So we don't have any like big topics,
right,
or anything,
right?
So we're going to continue with the show as if we had already done the topics. And now what I have is I got some stuff.
Right.
So
well, we just killed.
We can review. Yeah.
Just killed 30 minutes, right? So I'll go first because I'm pretty sure you got some some stuff. So let me, and this is funny that I'm starting off with this. This is funny because of what we just talked about. Before I go into my week, I need all of you to remember the world is full of garbage people because it's easy to be garbage. Remember, it's trash can, not trash can. So I'm sure you guys remember me telling you about the inspection that had to take place here and all of that other stuff, and how there were a few things that needed to be taken care of, but most of those things needed to be taken care of last time, the last inspection, and wasn't. Turns out, landlord came by, dealt with all those things, right? One of the things was there was a hole in the ceiling of the bathroom that was there because they fixed the plumbing and it needed to cut through there. They just hadn't fixed it back up. He came and he did that. The other thing was the screen door. Now, for my money, we got a bunch of dumbass cats in here But I would love during the summertime, at times, or spring, to open that main door and just had the screen door there, let some of that natural air come in here. But the problem is there are 2 windows on the screen door, and they're made of mesh. So if the door's closed, the cats want to look outside because they hear the birds and all that stuff. They'll jump on the mesh, and their weight will tear the mesh down eventually. So what I proposed was, hey, why don't we do with this screen door what was done with the screen door upstairs before we even moved here? The bottom part is glass or plastic or whatever, right? The top part is the mesh. You can do that. The cats can look out, and they're not going to go to the extent of jumping all the way up there. Never seen them do it to the one upstairs. Probably not going to do it to the one down here. I get told they don't make those like that anymore. All right. Okay. I don't believe that, but all right. I'm gonna let you go. But he did fix the screen. Okay.
Did he?
Yes. The other thing that needed to be handled, which is amazing to me that all this time it wasn't. So you got your power switches in your power box. They just call them old fuse boxes thing, but it's according to state regulations, 80% of those switches are supposed to be labeled. So when one fuse pops or whatever, you got to go in there, where that goes, what turned off, how to, all that. They were never labeled at any point. So they got labeled. All of these things were taken care of. Now, the inspector had already come here before. I told you guys. The landlord tells me, take a picture of all the things that's fixed, send them to me. I'll send it to them. Awesome. Because you guys know how much I hate people in my house.
I mean, yeah.
You
may have mentioned it once or twice.
I mean, in passing.
Yeah. Mumbled it under your breath.
I hate to have people in my house. So this was great. Expecting that to come back. And all this was taken care of. I ain't got to see no inspectors' faces for another year. That's always great. Except for, I find out, hey guys, on the 8th, the inspector's supposed to be coming. For what? Oh, to check on the things that was on the list that was supposed to be taken care of. I went, wait a minute. Didn't I give the landlord pictures of those things to give to them so they wouldn't have to come over here? So did the landlord not give them the pictures? Why must once again some inspector be coming to my house? Still, by the way, never got an answer to whether or not the pictures were given to them. But then I found out there's something else. My son has a car. The tags on the car, he needs new tags. But in order to do that, he has to get everything on that thing fixed. Everything. He hasn't done that yet. So that car cannot be on the street. It has to be in a garage or something, but it cannot be on the street. This is what the inspector was talking about. That wasn't in the paperwork, though.
Of course it wasn't.
So that means when he left, he saw it, checked it out there, and he marked it down for himself, but didn't tell us at that time. So, but somehow my mother-in-law wound up finding out about it previously. So we dealt with that. But we still didn't know if this motherfucker was coming. And you know how you want people to respect your time. Don't have me not being able to go anywhere because I'm expecting this important thing that's supposed to happen.
Facts.
To happen, and it never does. 12 o'clock day PM comes. No inspector. 1 o'clock, no inspector. 2 o'clock, no inspector. 3 o'clock, no inspector. 5 o'clock, no inspector. No inspector came.
He ain't fuck with you like that.
Yo, you know what? I wish that was true. Because when I don't fuck with people, guess what? Guess what? I'm seldom seen. I'm seldom seen. Like, here's the other thing. A lot of this is poor communication. Because then I find out the inspector did message the landlord and asked him about the car. Is the car moved? You know what that says to me? The landlord didn't want to bring his ass all the way over here. He was finna take the word of the landlord if the landlord said, yeah, it's moved. Guess what, though? The landlord never responded. Hence, the inspector feeling like you need to come over here. Now, I don't know, because we did get in communication with the landlord in between that. I don't know if he fixed it all by responding finally and giving him the pictures. Whatever. I don't know. But he didn't show up. The other thing that bothers me is we were told when we had the whole HVAC situation that we would no longer be dealing with the old man. We'd be dealing with the kid, the young boy, who showed a level of competence not seen that we have not seen from his dad. We have not seen from his older brother. He assured me, I'll be taking this over from now on. You don't got to worry about it.
Oh,
that's what's up. And in that period of time, he got a lot of shit done. I haven't heard from him in months.
Yikes.
So it's back to dealing with the old man, the old incompetent man, the old man who seems more concerned about that fig tree out back than getting things in here done that's supposed to be. It's whack. And I got about 2 more years of this, at least. And then we're out in Z. Out in Z. And again, I must say, I've lived in a lot of places. When I was in Baltimore, I lived in projects at a certain period in my life. Never had, never. There's only one incident, of course, and it's a bad one. But typically, no. Here, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I noticed there's been this movement online I've seen on a lot of people's posts, anti-landlord. I certainly understand, right? But some people may get this idea because in my experience, at least in the last, we've been here for a long time now. We've been in this house for a long time now. That's been my experience here. Now, to be clear, the last house over there in Laurel, that landlord was perfect. In fact, we had 2 landlords because we moved from one place to another on that same block. The first landlord, impeccable. You know why he was impeccable like that too? Because he showed the responsibility of having a management company, right? Come deal with that shit.
Right.
They would do their inspections. But I had no problem. Their inspections were literally to get things fixed, not to cite somebody or get somebody a citation on some shit. Nah. This need to get done. This need to get done. This need to get done. And guess what they would do? And this going to surprise you. They would get it done. They would get it done. Ever since we moved here, though, no. No, absolutely not. From hotel stays, because there's no cool air in here, to you name it, to leaving a goddamn table in here. Yeah, you guys can use that. And as soon as me and my son went to move it, the legs came up.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the complete fuck? Right?
You haven't had the best run of things.
No, I haven't. And it makes me really, we went down Panama in December. It makes me consider, condo life can't be that. At least you got maintenance people to come. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That lack of communication is what be killing them, though. All right, it do. So the other thing, told you guys that I'm regularly in pain because of this condition. It's probably going to be around for between 6 to 12 months. But I have started walking again regularly, but it's only around the block. Because they told me I do need to walk, that keep blood flowing and all that other shit. But trying to go crazy with it is ill-advised. All right, like my usual 4 to 6 mile jaunts.
Obviously, that's not the move right now.
It ain't the move right now, right? But it has been getting better as far as the walking. Because I remember the first time I tried that shit, just to go around the block, I got half around the block. I was like, oh nah, nah, this ain't a thing. This ain't happening. But yeah, so that's good. And I'm going to also end on this other thing. So remember I told y'all last week about that goofy ass cat and the TV situation with the cat TV thing? Methinks I have created a monster. Because now this cat will watch anything.
No, nigga, you did a double blind study. It ain't no thinking. Peer reviewed and everything.
So I'm watching a Joe Budden clip off of YouTube. He jumps up on the where the TV is and starts swatting that ice and ish.
Smart cat.
I
mean,
I'm watching news programs. He's swatting at newscasters and the other journalists, talking heads.
I mean, listen. Can you say he wrong?
No. But then I'm watching one of those, I watch a lot of science and tech videos, right? He's up there swatting at, like, say somebody's doing the explanation of something, of an article, and their cursor is in the shot, moving around to different things. He's swatting at the cursor.
Absolutely. What the fuck you mean?
So clearly he's a Luddite because he got an issue with that, right? I've definitely created a monster with him. Now everything, like, when he comes in the room, he'll go and either sit on the bed, sit on the hamper, and be like, meanwhile, all the other cats, you know what their TV is? The window. That used to be his TV too. Now that ain't good enough.
You've changed things.
And this means he's always in the way now.
I mean,
you're sitting there trying to watch TV. The most important part, his black ass is sitting up there. Move.
I mean, sure.
Move.
You don't think it's a fair trade-off?
No.
To have him occupied?
Listen, because I introduced him to the wide world of television, right? From time to time now, I'll throw on the cat TV thing so he can get his thing out. He don't go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead. I know, get your cat to run around the other side of the TV, hoping to get whatever he sees. He thinks it's on the other side of the screen. Maybe I can get it from this way. 10 minutes, let him do his thing. Then I go back to some shit that I want to watch. But I created a monster. It was definitely my fault. Definitely my fault. The other cats could give a damn. They don't care. They like the real world. This motherfucker like reality TV.
I mean, hold up. Wait. Not entirely true, but sure. Okay, fine.
Like, And he's annoying. And here's the other thing. The things that I used to could do to get him to stop doing shit, I can't because it's right near the TV. It's not like I can throw a shoe at him.
TV with water.
Or spray the TV with water. Like, what the fuck? Because you know he be on some old Neo Matrix shit. I spray that water and he'll be like, and it's going to hit the TV. Right? So I got to deal with this cat. I think what I'll start doing now is when I'm really trying to watch this program, I'll just close the door. But then I know that don't work either, because then he'll be on the outside of the door. And it won't just be him. If any other cats is out there, they hate closed doors. They hate closed doors. When that door's closed, they're going to be,
oh, God.
And him, he don't do the long screeches. He just do the, this nigga will walk in the room and announce himself.
Leave the cat alone, goddammit.
He will walk in the room. You go to the bathroom, close the door. He's ass.
I mean, okay. He's a cat. Like, what do you want? What did you want me to say?
I just expect better. I do.
Okay.
I really.
All right. I mean,
I really expect better. I do.
Well, temper your expectations.
I mean, I messed up. It's on me. It's on me. If I hadn't, I wanted to see the experiment. Listen, when I saw that there are these YouTube channels devoted.
Yes, I understand. Your logic wasn't faulty. You just failed to look ahead.
And the consequences. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was your issue.
Now I have a couch potato.
The social experiment worked a little too well.
It overworked.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's ass, man. But yeah, that was my week. Oh, and I got a shiny new shirt.
I mean, it is shiny. So shiny and new, like a
shiny and new.
All right. Little quick thing. One of the most ghetto things I've ever seen. The Walmart. I mean, not Walmart. Walgreens. By my job has a cooler by the register with drinks in it. That's a fairly common occurrence. Regular weed. That ain't nothing.
It's
crazy.
regular weed. Yeah, it's regular weed.
Well, this particular store is one that is often very, very, very slow to restock. I don't drink soda that often, but I had my favorites, and one of them was in there. And it was my lunch break. I'm like, let me go ahead and grab the soda real quick.
Right.
I go to reach for the door, and I realize there's a strap around the cooler, and there's a sign. I'm like, okay, what's the sign say? And it was one of my favorite ones, like one of my favorite sodas. They like when they run out of this particular soda, it's usually months before they get another order for some reason. So what does the sign say? The sign says, "The door is broken. Please don't open." My initial thought was, "Oh, okay. Let me not fuck their shit up.
Let me follow the rules."
I thought about it. Why the fuck do you still have the sodas inside of the broken cooler?
That makes sense.
Why the fuck? What? Like, I don't. So in the event, because I know how long it take y'all to restock shit, so I'm going to extrapolate that to how long it's going to take y'all to fix this goddamn cooler.
Facts.
So what if the normal spot where the sodas gets depleted? Are y'all going to then open the cooler and relocate the soda? Like, why?
Yes.
What? Maybe. I can't confidently say yeah. I'm not surprised if a point in time exists where there are no sodas in the main cooler and there are still sodas in this damn cooler.
That's entirely possible.
That's says you gonna open the door.
That's entirely possible. That's entirely possible. Blue Zero says, he says, I'd ask the customer service guy to get the soda. That way, if the door falls off, it ain't on you.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If there are no longer any sodas, the one, one of my favorite ones in the main area, and I'm in the mood for a soda, the last thing I'm worried about is how they feel about me opening this door. I'm a paying customer. I want the merchandise. I see the merchandise. This is the only place that I can see the merchandise.
Soda.
Give me the soda. I'm taking the soda. Consequences be damned.
Amanda says,
almost
drinking ancient Crystal Pepsi. How much would someone have to pay you to drink it?
No.
That's enough money.
No, I'm not drinking that. So next up, this is the goddamn moving process.
Yeah.
So it's almost like one of those impossible shapes. It's almost like one of those impossible shapes. It's like two concepts that have no business existing together, but somehow they are. And this shit is slightly annoying. It's only slightly annoying because the concept that benefits me the most is the one that's winning out, but nigga. Like, these two concepts are the fact that I work for the company and the fact that the main person handling all of this on the lowest level does not know what she's doing.
Oh.
Has no... I might go so far as to say has no clue. Like, this shit is... Well, here's where the real issue comes in, though. Like, what it does overall is, first of all, validate my decision to start this process as early as I did. But that is because at pretty much every step, she has served to delay the process.
Oh, that's ass.
To be clear, had I been in a rush, I likely would have just pushed through.
Right.
But what I'm trying to accomplish is getting through this process without making any enemies in the office because I'm about to live there.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't behoove me. Like, actually, now that I think about it, it probably wouldn't matter that much. However, I'd rather not have to do the things that I would have to do to get shit done in the event that they didn't like me.
To quote Huey from Boondocks, damn the budget. What we're doing is more important than money.
So, like I said, literally at every step, she's delayed the process. When I went to apply, I knew I was right. I knew what I had to do. I knew what needed to be done. She didn't know what she was doing. So I couldn't put my application in that day. I eventually got her straight on that. But it required way more time and energy than it should have. Again, because my goal is a balance. She was then supposed to contact my current rental office to get my paperwork. She didn't do that. So I had to make that happen, which again took more time and energy, because of the balance that I'm aiming for. This last one was the most annoying, the absolute most annoying, because I'm not the only one that all of this affects. Chrissy deals with some, little bit of anxiety, and she had a lot of other things going on this entire time in her life that had nothing to do with the moving thing. And for a good portion of this process, there were things that I knew would end well, but I didn't present it to Chrissy that way, as a sure thing, because there was no point in bothering her if there was like a little bump in the road or something.
Right.
With this last thing, I was a bit more confident with how I expressed it to her about how it would happen. I still didn't go as far as to call it a guarantee, but I expressed to her that I was more sure about it than at any other point, any other thing, any other part of this process. And that one person still found a way to mess that up. To be fair, this one may not have physically been her, but she's the lead agent at this rental office. So
wait a minute.
Everything goes through her.
So do me a favor. Stop being fair. Look.
No. Again, there's a goal. There's a goal. So Chrissy was with me Friday and Saturday. When she got home Sunday, she had an approval letter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our approval letters have how much the monthly rent is, how much the security deposit is, how much the moving cost is. They have the name of every person that's going to be in the unit, and they have a date. You have 5 days from that date to pay, or that house goes back on the market.
Mm-hmm.
The problems for the monthly rent,
mm-hmm.
it had the full amount of the rent. I'm an employee. I don't pay the full amount of the rent. We get a discount.
Mm-hmm.
First month rent has to be paid before move-in. Well, again, I'm an employee, so they deduct that from my check weekly, which means it shouldn't have been included in the amount due at move-in.
Right.
For the security deposit, I'm getting my security deposit for my current unit transferred. So that paper shouldn't be what the original security deposit is. It should be the difference between the two. Also, my name wasn't on the letter that Chrissy got. And last but not least, I didn't even get a letter.
Oh.
So
interesting.
The
plot thickens.
So I showed the lady that trained her, because this is how this works. There are levels, Fabo.
What up, Fabo?
There are levels of people that I can go to. Depending on how much time is left, how annoyed I am, how much I still care, will determine which level of person I go to.
Okay.
So I went to the person who trained her, and I said, hey, look at this. Tell me what you see that's not right.
Right.
Because I want to make sure at the end of the day.
You want to make sure it ain't you.
Well, I want to make sure that if it's a situation where I am taking advantage of the fact that I am an employee, that I know that that's what's happening.
Right.
Like, I don't want to, like if somebody doing something that's not really that big a deal, that they don't normally do with people that aren't employees, but it's not official, I don't want to repeat that to somebody.
No, I got you.
And end up getting them in
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So like, I want to be clear what is actually. So I showed her the letter. I said, tell me what's wrong with this. She named everything I just named. I said, oh, well, your girl, this came from your girl. So I don't, and I didn't even get one. So he said, I said, yeah. He said, are you in a rush? She said, can you wait till Friday? Because this was Tuesday. She said, can you wait till Friday? I said, I don't know. Can I wait till Friday? Because according to our rules, once you get the letter, you got 5 days. The letter was dated for the Friday previous.
You got 5 days, nigga.
Right.
5 days.
She said, don't worry about it. I said, oh. She said, I'll be there.
That sounds like employee perk. Right?
I mean, listen. She said, don't worry about it. I'll go over there. I said, oh, okay. All right. So I get there yesterday. What I was expecting had happened is I was expecting the lady that I talked to be at the office yesterday so she can take care of it for me. I pull up, her car's not there. I'm like, oh, maybe she forgot, she got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna go in there after a few minutes. If I don't see her, I'm gonna go ahead and text her. Right. I go in, a few minutes pass, and before I got a chance to even ask if she had been there or whatever, the original girl was like, so you want new letters? I said, what are you talking about? She said, the approval letter. You want a new one? I said, never received one. She's like, oh. Say, yeah, because such and such, the lady who trained her, such and such called me, and you know, we talked about this whole thing. She explained everything. I was off the clock. So again, remember my stated goal.
Yeah.
My goal is to stay on her good side because I'm about to be living there. So I'm over here like, really? Yo, she called you on your off time. She couldn't wait till you all that. I'm hamming it up. So she like, yeah, because the rent is supposed to be this and not this. And they started taking it out your check, didn't they? I'm like, yep, they sure enough did start taking it out my check.
She was
like, all right, so that's not supposed to be there and get security deposit, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, they ain't supposed to. Oh, well, you only owe this much. I'm like, all right. She's like, you want me to say it? I said, no, don't even put it in the mail. Just save it, leave it where it is. I will be back early next week and I will take care of it. We don't need no chances for anything else to mess up. I ain't say that part. But in my head, we don't need no chances for nothing else to mess up. I don't need somehow something to happen between you printing this paper out and it getting to the mail person. I don't need nothing. No.
Right.
I'm going to be in here. I'm going to have the money order. You hand me the paper, I hand you the money.
You already know
the paper. Yeah, we're not adding no more steps to this situation. It's just not. It's not a thing. Now, one of the things that absolutely would have been a perk, because when I was talking to the lady that trained the girl, because she used to work at that location. She trained her, and now she has a different position. But she was like, yeah, when I was over there, we were demoing this like open floor plan. But when we got permission to do it, we didn't have any vacants, so we ended up never doing any. So I was like, my unit vacant. And she said something. I said, say no more.
Say less.
I knew I had to go to.
Right.
Went to the person I had to go to. I'm like, hey, so I heard that this had been happening, but it ain't happening because they had no opportunity for it to happen. There's an opportunity now. I happen to be attached to that opportunity. So he was like, all right, let me talk to such and such and see what's going on. I talked to him yesterday. He was like, all right, so here's the deal. He was like, if you plan on still moving, if you're like married to moving on that date, we can't do it because that unit has knew this, knew that, knew this, knew that. And the amount of money that it would cost for us to knock that wall down, given all the new stuff that's in there, because we would have to replace the new stuff.
Right.
It's too much money. We can't do that. But if you were willing to change units, we would absolutely do that for you with no problem. And then he was like, but that would change your moving date. I'm like, oh no, we're not doing that.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool. It wasn't like something that I needed to have. It was just like, oh, this would be nice. This would be cool.
Right.
So he was like, but what I could do is I could still open it up a little bit. And that is something that is actually feasible without having to replace a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
I said, well, shit, if you can do that, I'd be much obliged, sir. So that's not in stone, but he said he was going to get on it and see if he can figure that out. And I'm like, all right, cool. So that there's a clear delineation. All the first stuff, that was policy. This is how this is supposed to work. I am a current tenant and I am an employee. Because of those things, there are certain things that I don't have to go through that the average person that walks off of the street that does not live with the company or work with the company they would have to go through that I shouldn't have to go through.
Right.
This stuff with the opening up, that's 1000% a privilege of the fact that I'm just an employee. It's nothing to do with policy. Nothing like, of course. Like when he talked to the vice president about it before he found out it couldn't be done. He was like, yeah, James, he said, oh, this is for James? Go ahead. I'm like, oh, well, shit. All right, well, it just didn't line up. If there was more time, if I thought it was a possibility when I first applied,
yeah,
it probably would have worked out. But it is what it is. Moving on, work. Even though technically
that was
but it was personal. But it was still because I happened to so that whole process of looking for this new software shit and dealing with these fucking salespeople. So we had the meeting with the one that was the better of the two that I spoke about last week. We had the meeting with the dude. It was only like a 15-minute meeting. That was amazing. That was absolutely fucking amazing. I think he finally understands. He finally gets the goddamn point that we won't be rushed into making a decision. Nothing you can say that's going to make this go faster. We actually like your product. We're going to move along at the pace that we're going to move along at. There's nothing you can do to make us go faster. Like I think he finally understands that. And it still is looking like this will be the company we eventually end up with. But another salesperson has done the super aggressive thing. Yet another, a different, an additional. This one,
what they do.
Well, here's the thing about this one, though. This one is simultaneously more egregious and potentially more reasonable. Simultaneously, because I emailed her, never got to the point of planning a phone call. I said to her, we're not interested at this time. Literally because we're so far in the process with this one company. It is not our entire job to do this one thing. Right. Everybody has other duties that they have to. Everybody else busy. I can't be scheduling 3 and 4 meetings a week.
Facts.
That's just not how that shit works. So I told her, like, hey, right now we're not going to be able to do anything. But if the interest comes back, I'll go ahead. Well, since then she's emailed not random people in the company, the owner of the company. Mm-hmm. So obviously I don't have to explain why that's crazy. But the reason it's probably more reasonable is because this company we actually do have a working relationship with already. And we already use at least one of their products. Mm-hmm. So I'm not too mad at her. Because like I said, we already got to working with. It's not like they sold us a product and we never have any communication with them. No, we have a ongoing working relationship with. So I understand a little bit. But really, bro, you jump from
it's
I tell you we're not interested currently. You jump to wanting to ask the owner if they can sit down for dinner. And talk about, come on, bro. Chill out. You already get no money. You're currently being paid by us. Chill out.
Please relax.
Chill out. That's but anyway. Steven from Django update. So I hadn't heard anything else about it specifically from my supervisor. That's not my supervisor, and that's totally fine because at that point it becomes a personal thing, and I don't ask personal stuff unless I happen to be a part of the conversation already. Yeah, it's just how I am at work.
It's none of my business.
Not my business. But his recent behavior continued. He hasn't been in the department bothering me. The playing around only happens when I happen to run into him throughout the building. They have started having conversations. They've started speaking again. So the best case scenario is what has happened right now.
Okay.
They seem fine, and he's still not spending a bunch of time in the department bothering me. That's the best of both worlds. Because at the end of the day, any tension in the workplace in my immediate vicinity is not good for me.
That's true.
Because it's annoying. At the very least.
And people gonna want to talk to you about it.
Bro, that part you followed. Yeah. You was picking up what I was putting down. So this is the best case scenario. The problem though is he's a quick learner, but he isn't the best at retaining. So yes, he's learned his lesson,
Mm-hmm.
but that don't mean he not going to slip back into those old ways.
Oh, somebody.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's been a
good
week.
Feeling. It's been a good week, bro. Like legitimately, like seeing him so much less. And when he comes in there, it's not this awkward silence. He's actually speaking to people. That's the best of both worlds. Like I can't really ask for a better situation.
I gotta say the only thing that could be better is if one day the only time he says anything to you that day, he says something that shows he's falling back from being Steven from Django.
I mean, yes, you're right. That would be the only thing to improve this current situation. You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Nigga, like that. Shoot, that shit happened. I buy him lunch.
Those of you who have not seen Django, I don't get this reference, but trust me, that is an insult, bro. You have no idea if you haven't seen Django calling his man Steven. Jeez, man.
All right. So, every now and then I have a Twitter bookmark. Usually it's a dumbass of the week. Mm-hmm. This week I have several Twitter bookmarks because
I'm actually surprised of like how you should typically have several every week.
No, here's the thing. Generally, because of how much we have to talk about, I don't get to fit more than one dumbass of the weekend. And also, I don't remember. I don't think all of these are dumbass of the week. Mm-hmm. Some of them are other things, but still.
I bet I can find a way to make them dumbasses. Good.
I mean, listen, hold on. But to be clear, even the ones that ain't dumbass of the week, some of them
it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple-minded bullshit. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. Let me see. So it was this one. So it was this one lady. I don't even know who she. Apparently, like she had like 60,000 followers. So they ain't like super popular, but relatively, you know.
She got some followers.
Relatively
62,000 followers on any social media.
Nigga, right? Yeah. So I wonder if I can find. So this is what happened. She had she spouted out some of that respectability politic.
Of course,
women need to wear real clothes bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And dang, where is it? No, that's not. There was another lady that was on some respectability politics. Here we go. Oh, there's my answer. So she it was one of those, you know, wear real clothes, blah 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 blah.
Don't wear a bonnet, blah blah. Okay,
no, just wear real clothes so men won't sexually harass you.
Oh, because
that type thing.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, one of those things. So somebody was like, the first comment that I saw under her was, "Hey,
doofus,
men need to be more respectful and responsible." And she's like, "I hear you, but
their own behavior.
These women, I hear you, but these women need to give men something to respect."
What?
So when I went to her page, her pinned tweet was 2 pictures of her in this beautiful blue dress. The dress showing massive cleavage, like not normal levels of cleavage, but the amount of cleavage that if she found out she got raped, she would fuss at herself for not wearing real clothes. Like that amount of cleavage.
Listen.
In her pinned tweet. Like, what are you doing? And then there were other tweets of hers that I wanted to address, but alas, Now I can't. So she tried to act like the backlash wasn't bothering her.
It was bothering.
So generally, whenever someone says something this dumb or this bigot adjacent, I go to their page to get an overview of how they behave on Twitter and to see how they responded to the deserved backlash.
Right.
She was putting up a good fight for like 2 days. She made just one sly tweet that loosely referenced the backlash, but never said anything about it specifically. Nothing about it directly. I was scrolling Twitter yesterday. I saw another person, because I've seen several, like probably a dozen people quote tweet her dumbass post. Yes, I saw another new person quote tweet her post, and I went back to her profile to see if she made any other references to the backlash. She hadn't. Then I got a phone call. By the time I got off the phone and turned my cell phone back on and unlocked my phone,
you couldn't find.
I got a toast notification. People that don't know the toast notification, it's the little quick notification that pops up with the little information on it. And then that's why they call it toast, because it pops up real quick. And anyway, so I got the toast notification that Twitter couldn't refresh the feed. I'm like, huh? I go look. Sure enough, she's now made her page private. I sent her a friend request, hoping. I sent her a follow request, hoping that she would see that I'm a guy and automatically assume that I was on her side.
That's not right.
Nah, she didn't accept it.
I think enough guys got on that post to dissuade her of any. Listen, this idea that men should only be held accountable as long as the woman gives them something to respect is so hypocritical that it's at the point where it's like you sometimes have to question, this person trolling? Because this is obvious hypocrisy where you're sitting there arguing about how a woman needs to be respectable, and yet you got guys out here being completely disrespectful, right? And somehow you don't have the energy to tell them that they should be held accountable for what they do. Listen, I don't give a fuck what the woman doing. She ain't doing it with you.
Correct.
So why are you interjecting in her space with that bullshit?
Absolutely.
When I was a kid, one of the worst things to be called back then was a punk. What kind of punk shit, right? Is it for a man? This woman ain't said shit to you. She got on what she got on. She ain't said nothing to you. She ain't engaged with you. But your punk ass feel the need to say something and be disrespectful. She has not engaged with you one bit. She ain't said one thing to you. You can't even make the argument that, it was in the course of a conversation and I may have said something a little out of turn. Right. Say nothing to you. Now you got eyes. You can see. You got thoughts. You got what passes.
You can't guarantee that. Okay.
You can keep them up here, or you can mumble it to the person that you with. But you got no reason to engage that person. No. They ain't said nothing or did nothing to you. So mind you, that's on the low end of negative engagement. Him saying something.
Yeah.
The high end is rape.
Yeah.
Straight up sexual assault.
Yeah.
And she can't find it anywhere to hold men accountable for the high end either.
Yeah.
Because she didn't give them something to respect. May I just offer that a lot of things that you may find that you don't respect about men does not come in the form of their outward appearance. And if she, the woman in the scantily clad whatever, knew about those things, does that give her carte blanche to do whatever the fuck she want to do to him because he's not somebody worthy of respect because this? or because that. I think not, and I think nobody would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Except for her.
Right. I mean, funny thing is, well, ironic funny.
Ironic.
Funny thing is, what people started responding, re-quoting her post with is the "What were you wearing?" exhibit.
Yeah.
Because for anybody that doesn't know, it's basically an exhibit that showcases clothing that sexual assault victims were wearing at the time of their assault.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally fit like this. So the first row is a baseball jersey and some shorts. The second thing is a flannel top and some jeans. The next one is a black dress. The next one is a t-shirt and sweatpants, t-shirt and sweatpants, t-shirt and sweatpants.
And it's almost like what they had on had absolutely nothing to do with why they got raped.
Go figure. This one, a t-shirt, a flannel shirt over it, and jeans. Yeah, so like, what do we?
Okay, so we got to go back to basics here. Mind your fucking business. See, this is the thing, right? So all these excuses that she's apparently making in her head and on social media, which is the dumbest shit ever, for why these men shouldn't be held accountable, if for nothing else, they should be held accountable for not minding their motherfucking business. They could have kept on walking.
Thanks.
They could have kept on walking and not engaged, and they didn't because
and the thing is,
control issues.
That post, if I remember correctly, because I can't see it now, if I remember correctly, that original post was not a response to anything. Like it wasn't a quote.
She's just saying, "Oh,
if I remember correctly,
oh, by the way, y'all, I'm a scumbag."
Right.
Just so
I could be wrong about that, but if I remember correctly, it wasn't a quote tweet.
And I'm a hypocritical scumbag because I have on this blue dress over here.
Nigga, in her pinned tweet. Not like you gotta go to her media find it. Right. Look. No, pin the tweet.
So you gonna tell me? So now, can I make the assumption that you don't have respect for yourself, or at the very least you didn't when you wore that shirt or that dress? And on top of that, you had that picture there prominently to attract people to your profile, so that you can get these 60,000. I'm just asking. Right. I'm just asking.
Hey,
can I now make that assumption?
I mean, according to her logic, yeah. All right. The next two tweets are. I've talked about this before, but I don't harp on it because it's one of those things where I can only go so hard on this topic without people without good critical thinking skills start to misunderstand the point that I'm trying to make. So allyship and being anti-bigot and all that other good shit is what the default should be, right?
Yeah, should be.
However, if you had ever heard me, I haven't said this. I don't know if I've ever said this publicly, but if you ever heard me say the words "people are too sensitive these days," it's absolutely not in the context that most people that are willing to say that in public mean. What I mean, if I would ever be to say, because again, I'm fairly certain I've never said this shit in public, but what I would mean if I would ever deign to say such a thing would be I dislike when people go so far, it seems performative.
Yeah.
Even people whose track records show that they likely aren't being performative.
Right.
It kind of goes along with the thing I was saying about, I still keep people that I follow who say some shit I deem stupid as fuck because they tend to not be on that side of things.
Right.
Every now and then I might see something that I deem stupid as fuck, or that I just don't agree with.
Right. Because sometimes it's not something there is a fine line between somebody saying something stupid as fuck and somebody saying they believe that one group of people should be exterminated off of the face of the planet. Right. There's a fine line, right?
Exactly. This goes along the lines of the shit that I brought up with him before about like people saying shit like moving to a different country so that your money goes further is evil and shit like that. Yeah. These two examples.
Call me the devil,
bruh. I love a lot of these two people's tweets, like hardcore, like. But these two, the one I'm not going to say their names because, yeah. One, the lady says, y'all be itching to buy foreclosures like that's not somebody's grandma y'all trying to kick out on the street. I
just had a conversation about foreclosures 2 days ago with my homeboy that's been trying to get into this.
I don't know. I don't know your purpose, but because I see most of your tweets, I'm going to assume that this is a good faith complaint and you're trying to buck back against capitalism.
Or
go ahead.
Or they are specifically referencing one thing and trying to project that to mean that every foreclosure is that.
So
which is
that's
really
not
stupid.
how foreclosures work.
It's really stupid.
On top of the fact that every foreclosure is not somebody's grandmother.
Right. It's really stupid.
On top of that, that's not how foreclosures work. 9 times out of 10, if you are able to buy a foreclosure, whoever owned that house has long been
gone. Yeah.
Long not associated with that house anymore, except maybe the court fees that they still owe.
Do you think, just as somebody that quasi works in that thing, do you think that it is the lack of information about how this goes and coupled with misinformation being spread through the form of fiction?
Oh, nigga, yes.
The word
the first thing I thought about was movies. Yes. The very first thing I thought about when I read this shit, because
they're foreclosing on my grandmother.
Right.
Yeah.
Similar to what you were saying earlier, I was thinking this is a person whose takes I 99% agree with. How could they have reached such a stupid ass take? And that's the first thing I thought of was movies. Like in movies, that's how that shit works.
Yeah.
You have the bank coming to take your house and you're still living in your house with the foreclosure looming, and there's a big thing that has to happen in order for them to make the money allow grandma to stay in her house.
They do a charity dance.
Right.
Where Kevin Bacon comes in.
And they reach the amount of money they need
just
as the big bad guy is on his way to take the house. That's not how that shit works.
Hollywood got y'all fucked up about a lot of shit, man.
All things.
A lot of shit.
So, like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist because I'm not completely versed in this type of shit,
bro. I'm gonna tell you something. Maybe in the annals of real estate history, something similar to that.
I'm sure at some point in
which is where
world,
they got
this shit has happened. Yes,
right, it's where they got the truth from. Right.
But that's not how that shit go.
No.
See, and this kind of another thing to your point about what causes this type of thinking. Another thing that might cause this type of thinking is good faith actors not stepping in and explaining these things to people. Absolutely. Because I know for a fact, often like I did it once on my TikTok, but the vast majority of the time that people are on social media complaining about landlords and complaining about rental companies and complaining, it's no point in me even trying to defend because there's nothing I can do to convince you that you're wrong about this.
Not only that, but I have found this to be the true in on a lot of subjects. I would have to repair too much of your understanding in order for you to get the point that I'm making.
Right.
I am not a teacher. I am not a professor. Right. That's not what I do. You missed so much of the basic stuff that me then trying to communicate with you about this exotic, advanced portion of this topic is useless.
Yo, I'll give you a prime example. I see a bunch of people talking about how crazy it is that after the pandemic, so as a direct result of the pandemic, that rents are so high and that people are getting put out of their houses, right? I know firsthand that there was a point in time, a long time period, where we couldn't get people out of our units.
Yeah.
These were people, not all people that had lost their job.
Right.
These are people who still had their jobs and just knew that they couldn't get put out, so they weren't paying their rent.
Right.
Like, but I can't interject that in this argument.
Not only that, it's mob rule. So
right.
They're all specifically fixated on certain scenarios that they have then inflated to include all scenarios in this subject. So you coming in there saying, excuse me, fellas, a lot of those people, they had their jobs, they just wasn't paying the rent because they was trying to get over. You will be washed away in a wave of indignation.
Bro, I can't tell you how many people, right? How many people just at my job, we have like 6,000 units. I can't tell you how many people just at my job who received the first round of assistance from the government for rental assistance, received the second round of assistance from the government, and still owe double-digit thousands because they never started paying their rent. They just took the assistance, used that assistance because they don't give you that money.
Right. They
give that to the landlord.
Right.
Just did both rounds of those assistance and still continue to never pay their rent.
Right.
And here's the thing, even though this goes against the best interest of my company, if you want to do some shit like that, at least be stacking the move.
Yeah, facts. You should be stacking to get the fuck up out of there.
Like, bro, what is wrong with y'all people? Again, there's no point in me even continuing because
this is not, even though this is, I think it's even more egregious because of the nature of the internet.
Yeah.
But this does not just happen in internet spaces. Like I've been in situations where everyone in this room is factually wrong on something and they're going off on it. And I may have intimate knowledge of it. You have to read the room though, because you could say, I'm a fact warrior and I'm gonna go in here with my gleaming sword of truth and start taking heads. But that's what you think is gonna happen. What usually happens is you're shouted down, screamed down. You don't even get most of your point out.
Right.
So therefore, you even saying something doesn't really help the situation much or repair any of their thinking. And on top of that, the next time somebody has your point of view and tries to tell them, hey, you guys are a little wrong on this shit here, they'll project everything that you didn't get to say onto the next person.
100%. 100%. Right. Like, or a lesser example of that, when I'm with we have like game nights and shit like that. If we end up having the conversation,
y'all play a lot of games,
and they on shut up, and they on some shit that's like not 100% factually, demonstrably incorrect, but clearly not the way you should probably be thinking about this thing.
They took the wrong conclusion from something.
Yeah. I wait. I sit there and I listen because I want to know how fucking passionate y'all are about this particular thing before I
wade into this shit. Right. If I wade into this bullshit, if
that passion level is too high, I'm just going.
Go ahead.
I ain't say nothing.
Go ahead.
What you think? I don't think nothing.
Because it depends too on the level of severity of.
Yep.
Because like, I do draw the line on dehumanization. I've been in rooms full of friends that I love dearly, and heard them say some dehumanizing shit about a marginalized group. Most of the time is LGBTQ community. Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna sit there and not say
no. That's you gotta step up on that.
Yeah, because that mob rule shit, when it comes to dehumanization, ends with people getting hurt.
Yes.
And somebody got to be the voice of reason to say to y'all, you're bugging. Like I had to tell a friend of mine a while ago he was ranting about that shit. I said, yo, the majority of people that try to get over on you, try to beat your ass, try to rob you, fired you from jobs, locked you up. What were they? They were heterosexuals. Why you got all this vitriol for gay people?
Thanks.
Why you got all this vitriol for gay people? Like, no, just this week, a friend of mine says something to the effect of he disapproves of same-sex couples adopting children. Now he thinks he's saying something slick by saying, I don't care what they do, that's their life, they got nothing to do with me, but I don't think they should be raising kids. I said, that's interesting. I said, because I knew where he was going with it. I said, what's that? Why you don't think they should have kids? Be able to adopt kids. All these kids out here that's in the system can't get that. Why do you think they shouldn't be able to adopt kids? Because, man, they might be influencing them to do stuff.
Yep.
I said to him,
yo, that don't hurt.
When you say influence them to do things, what specifically are they influencing them to do, sir? He says, to be gay or something like that. I said, that's interesting that you say that. I don't know that that's true.
Yo.
Because the vast majority of gay people come from heterosexual parents.
Yo, but what's happening, right? Because if we're gonna have this conversation, if you're gonna force me into this dumbass conversation,
yes,
I'm gonna have some fun.
Yo. I like to walk them down, yo.
Yeah, no. Look, we going to approach this circular narrative that you're trying to present. Okay,
right.
So your argument,
exactly is, zero, exactly. Like any of that's a choice in right.
Your argument to me is that the rise in the visualization of LGBTQ people existing is going to influence the people that are not in that to be that way.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you've observed this rise, right?
This phenomena.
Have you been swayed?
See, it's funny that you say that because I brought that exact same thing up. I said, if I was raised by two men or two women, there's nothing they could do that could turn me gay.
No.
Now I have to ask you, my brother. Can you be turned?
Right.
And I hit him with the Emperor Palpatine. You be swayed. If you will not be turned.
It's such a dumbass argument.
It is this, bro. It's so illogical because I asked him, where do all gay people come from? Heterosexual parents.
No,
by your logic, there should be no gay people because
correct.
The parents influenced them to be heterosexual.
100%.
Like this shit is so.
Now that shit works. Shut up. Y'all being
so
dumb.
stupid, bro.
You're being obtuse. You're being persuaded by something.
You're being again. I asked him because he wants. See, this is another case of just you feel like you need to be right on this, so you blow past your skis, right?
Mm.
I said, he said, well, maybe if I was raised in the sense, I said, oh, so you can be swayed.
They're telling me there's something that could make you
that way, right? That's interesting. And then I said to him, I was like, here's the reality. The only thing that would happen from a gay couple adopting and raising a child is that child who's heterosexual will grow up with a healthy respect for same-sex couples.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't.
That's it. Like the idea, the cheek. I even brought up somebody that we both knew, grew up around the neighborhood. Gay. Grew up gay. You know his parents.
Right.
He's got brothers and sisters. They're not gay. What are we talking about? Like
nothing. We're talking about nothing. That's what's happening. Like that's what I'm talking about, yo. Like what are you? And then if all that fails, all right, I hear you, bro, but I really can't be bothered to be in somebody's business who's having sex with another. Like, why do you care that man is having sex with another man?
Does that rent?
Yeah, is that a thing for you? Like,
listen, I'm not judging. I'm not king.
No, I am. I am. Because by your logic, we're gonna use your logic for this conversation. By your logic.
See, no, but when you tell them you're not kink shaming, you have to say it in a way that alludes that you are.
Facts.
That's it.
Hey, not there's anything wrong with that.
Not kink shaming.
Yo. Oh my God.
Oh, hold up. This thing right here.
No, 1000%.
The rise in numbers of people identifying openly as LGBTQ is not more LGBT. It's funny that you say this.
1000%.
I made this exact same argument in that conversation. I said, bro, there ain't no, it's not like it's a huge, no, it got to a certain point in society where it was less dangerous.
Yeah.
To say that. I told them, trust me when I tell you the entire time we were growing up, there were gay people.
No. We're not doing this. We gonna get medieval on their asses. Listen. You see these sculptures, you see these history books. You know that a lot of those people were practicing.
You see, you saw a statue of
right.
David.
Right. Like, what do you understand? I don't understand what you don't understand. So you think that because
they just popped
the
up
reign of this civilization is over, that nothing carried on?
Yeah.
Like, so we took everything else. We took geometry. We took aqueducts. We took.
I can say with almost all surety that 150,000 years ago, when one of the migrations that left out of Africa, before there were borders, before there was civilization, before there was writing, there were gay people.
Nigga.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, see, some of the stuff is so ridiculous, right? Because, like, at a certain point, you have to demonstrate absurdity by being absurd. You have to. Alexander the Great, bruh. Please.
Yeah. Most
Caligula. The Spartans. When they look, that's the thing that's funny. All these same type of guys, right? watch the 300.
Oh, otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, they would be cheering them and singing their praises. Right. So you don't know. So you really don't know. You actually don't know. So you're really just talking out your ass, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Two things can't be true in this case.
No.
Either you talking out your ass or you're being willfully obtuse.
Yeah.
One of the two. You don't know what you're actually talking about, or you know and you're deciding to block it out.
And this is the thing. The question is, why are you deciding to block it out? Are you deciding to block it out because for you, yuck, that's icky is so egregious that you want to dehumanize them regardless of what the truth is?
Right.
You want them persecuted regardless of what the facts are? Or are you generally ignorant about this? And now that you're feeling this cognitive dissonance because I'm hitting you with these things that make your position untenable, you're having the cognitive dissonance, right? Later you'll come back to me like, or you'll think about it and go, yeah, that shouldn't make sense. Those are for people who are legitimately having a cognitive dissonance. They believe something was a certain type of way their entire life. They're being presented with new facts and their brains can't keep up at the time because it's happening right then. And then later, once they process it, they go, yeah, that shit don't. That's for those folks.
Facts.
But some of y'all are on some damn the facts.
Right.
I don't like that shit. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's yuck, that's icky. And the thing about this, like I try to when I have this conversation with friends that's still on that, I try to tell them, like, yo, there's nothing wrong with you feeling yuck, that's icky. When they see you with your significant other, they think yuck, that's icky too. It's a difference between yuck, that's icky as a response because you are heteronormative. That thing is, I don't like that. It's a difference between that. And I can't stand these motherfuckers. They should all
right.
What the fuck are you talking about? I need to treat this person different, worse, or I'm in a position to hire them, but I won't hire them because they that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Niggas be wilding.
Niggas be
wilding. That's what it is. This other one. I'll just read it. He says, side note. Actually, what was the original post? Okay, the original post, he said, I want to pose this question. For people who are currently childless, how many of you wish to remain childless throughout your life? What's your current age? And if you'd like, tell us your reason. Gender identity, and sexual orientation are irrelevant. Everyone can chime in. I'm going to read some of his responses before I read the actual post that had me look a little sideways at him. He said, now he has a relatively big following on Twitter, so people, interact with his posts. And he goes on to say, I shouldn't have to say this, but yeah, I do. Don't be an asshole to the respondents. Please respect people's choices to have kids or not. We also respect those who, pro-choice, quote, pro-choice flows in both directions. If you don't have the emotional maturity for that, stay away. Then, because people obviously didn't listen, because why would they? It's Twitter. He says, for those currently childless, which ones want to remain childless and why? A handful of y'all. But I do want children. That's not the point that he was making at all, because people either can't or don't read. Let me see. Are there any other? Because it's a bunch of somebody said they're 47. They knew at the age of 15 they didn't want to birth children. It felt selfish when there were kids who needed loving homes. She got married when she was 34, and her husband wanted a child. She knew she couldn't have them. He didn't care. Long story short, her husband died last year, and she's good alone. Yikes. I Okay, that kind of took a turn. I don't know. I don't. Okay. Anyway, so his post, his comment that made me look at him sideways. Side note: I'm 40 and childless myself, but my position on wanting children has always been and always will be that the ultimate decision solely lies with the person carrying the uterus. So my scenario is more: she determines what type of dad I'll be, human, pet, or plant dad. Okay.
Huh?
What do you want?
Yo, this
was the question. Nobody is asking you that if you run into someone who doesn't want children, no one's expecting you to try to force them to have children.
No.
Nobody's expecting that would be your behavior. Yeah. You are allowed to say whether you want to have children or you don't want to have children. That does not indicate that you will be a menace to your partner once you get into a relationship. Like, what the fuck are we talking? Like, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much.
It's the original poster's fault. He asked the wrong
question. It's the same person.
Oh, okay. So what I'm saying is, this is him?
Yes, he's OP. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about here? You asked, and I feel like I don't know, yo. Like, this is when if anybody listening ever hears me say people are too sensitive, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people that are making legitimate gripes about shit. I'm talking about people who are preemptively attempting to not offend anybody when what they had to say wasn't offensive in the first fucking place. I want kids or I don't want kids.
That's all you got to say.
There's no offense in either of those statements.
Somebody need to ask him the question and word it differently. How many of you are childish? You could
have just said, "Yeah, I'm fine either way."
Yeah. Yep.
That works. That works. Instead of, would this actually be an example of virtue signaling?
Yes. But see, I always have these nuanced viewpoints on virtue signaling.
Right.
Like, for instance, if you're typically the way it's used now is some far left person in the comments says something, and people who are not as far left as them, in fact, a lot of those are right people, will say that's virtue signaling. But that works the other way around too, because if everyone is in this same thread talking about a particular subject, right? And somebody and then most of them are left wing. No, I'm see like this. Most of them are right wing. Why isn't that virtue signaling for somebody to espouse a very common right wing virtue? Why can't they be accused of that? Because the audience is right wing people, so you're gonna get patted on your back for saying that shit, right? For that virtue.
Absolutely. It's like, bro, I understand.
It's like they use these terms and shit. They try to weaponize them and then make them exclusive to certain. No, all of you can be guilty of that shit. All of you, every single one.
Yeah, it's like the way that you said it. Like you purposely said it in a way to do that, because these two statements sound very different.
Yeah.
Say, I don't mind either way. And I think that decision should solely be up to the person with a uterus.
He set that whole
conversation. You're doing too much.
He set that whole conversation up to make that point.
Yes. Oh, 1,000%.
Make that a point. That's
1,000%. All right, this next thing was from a TikTok. I'm pretty sure I sent you this TikTok. It was a while ago. I had it on the list. I was going to make a video about it. I just never did it because it would have been a whole production. Like, in order for me to make this an interesting TikTok video, it would have been a whole production, and I didn't feel like doing all that goddamn work. Yeah. Basically, a creator posted a video in response to a dumbass comment that she got. that comment had been deleted, but I did a bit of research, which the person who made the comment clearly failed to do until she got called out. I found her page from my cursory glance. She's a Christian Bible thumper who targets Black women about issues. She is a Black woman again. Yeah. I found a video she made addressing the video that I was responding to.
You mean she has melanin?
Well, sure. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. Before I get to how ridiculously and hilariously wrong she was in the comment she made, I have to address her response. So she talked about how highly educated she was and how many degrees she had.
First clue. This is a red flag right here.
And she said that if she is wrong about something, she's capable of admitting that. She said it's not cool for the other lady to call her a pick-me, even though she is one. To be clear, she agreed that she is one. That's not me calling her one. Okay. She agreed that she's a pick-me. She later on gave a much more realistic number of the amount of single-parent families and how many are Black women. She says some other shit. Then she says if she misspoke, she will correct herself. Outside of saying the more reasonable numbers and actually correcting the take that she gave in that comment, not a single part of her video actually said she was wrong. And she was not, like, nothing else in her video connected to her claiming to be intellectually accountable. She was never intellectually accountable in that video. At no point did she say she was wrong. So listen to how egregious her original comment is. She said that there are 124 million single-parent households in the United States, and that 60 to 80% of them are Black women. Now, let's do a little math and
math ain't
social studies. Bro. Let's do a little math and social studies lesson. So there aren't even 50 million Black people in the United States of America. No. Let's go a step further. Her claim is that if you take the whole of Americans and subtract all non-Black people, subtract men, subtract children, then subtract the married women and the women without kids, then the number you're left with is somewhere between 70 and 90 million. Let's go even further. Let's find out how many people live in the U.S. in her imaginary world. So there are 70 to 90 million people, million single Black women with children in her United States of America. If I'm going off of her vibe, I'd have to say she would believe that about 30% of Black women are single mothers. And it's cool for me to do that because she's established that we can just throw out random numbers.
Yeah.
So this puts the number of Black women who live in her United States in the range of 233 to 300 million Black women who live in the United States. Women make up about 52% of Black people here. So our range of Black people who live in the United States is about 448 to 576 million Black people who live in the United States of America. Then Black people here are about 12% of the population. So the amount of people who live in the United States of America in her world is somewhere between 3.7 and 4.8 billion. and figuring out all that was so much fun that I extrapolated again and found that since the U.S. population in the real world is only about 4% of the world's population, that somewhere between 92.5 and 120 billion people live in the world that this lady has created in her head.
You mean on Earth too?
Yes. Yes. What the fuck are we doing? Like, when you make it's one thing to exaggerate a point, right?
Yeah. I think she just abused the privilege, though. She just abused the privilege of exaggerating the point, bro.
Bruh.
Like, yo, oh my God, it's just so stupid.
The low end of the amount of people who live in her world is over 10 times the amount of people who actually exist.
Oh no. She's not just talking about the ones on Earth. She's talking about that ancient civilization that was 300,000 years ago that got up to a type 3 civilization and they left. And now they populate the rest of the galaxy. So it's only 8 billion of us here, but out there and amongst the galaxy on these other planets. Jeez.
I'm like, yo, what is wrong with people? Like, what are you talking? Because basically the video that I was responding to was the person that she was going back and forth with, talking about how stupid she was. Because yes, nigga, I'm going to make when you make a comment talking about
I'm gonna ridicule
what is her original? I want her original statement. 124 million single parent households in the U.S. and 60 to 80% of them are black women. That was her original comment.
Ridiculous.
Yo,
ridiculous.
The smallest amount of scrutiny will allow you to realize that this is bullshit.
And this is why we can't listen to no other points from you, because this was obvious. Listen, you come from this community. You don't know how many of us are here,
bruh. Yo, hold up though. Even if you don't know, right? For you to overshoot it,
she's lying
so far.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yo, because here's the thing. Once again, I gotta say this. I gotta say it. We live in the information age. Ignorance is a choice. It is really simple to go, how many black people are in the United States?
Yeah.
Oh, 47.
Yes. Oh, okay. Right. Like you brought up earlier, when you exercise ridiculousness, sometimes you have to
demonstrate absurdity by being absurd.
Yo, so I didn't even have to go as far as I did. Once I calculated the amount of black women, the amount of single black women with children in her scenario is almost double the amount of black people who live in the country.
Bro. And this is what I meant before about people eroding their credibility, chopping it off because you refuse to check. Because you refuse to, bro.
This is an easy thing to check.
This is not, again, you don't have to go into a lab. You don't have to put on a lab coat. You don't have to put on special gloves. There's no beakers burning. This is just a check.
A quick Google search.
Before you put that out and can confidently be all loud and fucking wrong. And then when approached about your flaw, to double down on dumb.
Bro.
And like, yo, have you no shame? What's that shit?
Clearly.
What's that shit Thor asked the Wrecker in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero cartoon? He had Jane Foster around her neck and was like, you come over here, she's gonna have the worst headache ever with that magic crowbar he got. He was like, Thor was like, have you no shame? He was like, not even a little. This is her.
Facts.
This is her. She has no shame. Bro, I would see this, and this is what causes me to not, like, yo, I'm very careful about the shit that I post when I'm talking about specific things.
Yeah.
Because I care about two things. Not misleading people consciously.
Mm-hmm.
And I care about my credibility.
Right.
And I care about my credibility more than I care about my opinion. And these motherfuckers don't value that shit at all. And it's like, yo, you realize that once you have eroded your credibility to, because everybody can be wrong about something and make a mistake or find a bad source and not know it's a bad source. And that can happen. But once you do that shit too many times,
right,
now we have to start questioning the technique you're using to figure out what's true and what's not true. Now we need to question everything else that you say that we cannot verify, because we've seen that you don't really know how to fact check.
Yo, but in her case, it's not even about fact checking. So Absolute brings up she was off by a factor of stupid proportions and not willing to admit
it when she got called out.
Here's the thing about that. It's not just that. Because there are so many instances where somebody will say some shit, get proven wrong, and they'll be like, I was just joking.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's this. That's what Absolute Zero just said. No, she took it further. She just didn't even acknowledge the fact that she was wrong.
Like, why not? Yo, but you know what? Deny. She's learned that. She's learned it well because I've watched this happen on news programs when the journalists are finally doing their fucking job and confronting a politician on some false ass claim they made. I've sat and watched. This is a tactic. I sat and watched them not address the fact that they were factually wrong, called out on it, disproved, debunked, and they pivot. They pivot to some other shit. It's not even. It's not a overwhelming double down. It's a not acknowledging that you were wrong, and if you're operating off of this premise, this false premise, then your prescription is ass.
Yeah,
it's ass. They pivot.
Yeah,
it's y'all.
Or they'll continue with the conclusions that they derived from that information and never mention the information again.
Never mention the information. Yep. Yo, it's like bro. I guess I get the idea that being wrong can be embarrassing, but I think the level of embarrassment is directly connected to how far out the window you jumped with it when you made the claim. Right. I think that has a lot to do with it, and I think you mitigate the embarrassment by going, "Oh, for real? Now I see this. Oh, you know what? I was wrong."
Right.
The conversation stops.
It's easily over.
No one's judging you.
No,
because all of us have been wrong.
Hey, my bad. I got that wrong.
I completely.
I overestimated, or like Absolute said, I hit a couple too many zeros. My bad, typo. No, you still say face.
Yeah.
But you at least acknowledge that you were fucking wrong. Anyway, so everybody, y'all know what time it is. It's time for M.I. the asshole. All right. Am I the asshole for not telling my daughter that I was in an accident?
I need more information.
My daughter, 28, and I, 56, have a tough relationship. I take the blame for all of this. When she told me she was a lesbian at 15, I didn't react well. I didn't kick her out of the house, but I said terrible things. And our relationship, which was wonderful, turned into us barely talking. My husband woke me up. Well, I'll say, okay. My husband, quote, woke me up 2 years after she came out, and I started trying to improve my thoughts, my prejudices, and trying to understand all of this better. But our relationship was already badly damaged because of me. I apologized to her for the things I said. We had a heart-to-heart conversation, and she was very sincere in saying when she will leave the house, she would cut off contact with me because despite accepting my apology, she no longer trusted me as someone who she wants to be around. I accepted this. And after going to college, she actually cut off 95% of contact with me. And I tried to get closer or go to therapy together, but she refused. So I respected it. We even had some contact while my husband was alive because she attended the end of year parties. But after he passed away 3 years ago, if we talked 3 times, she didn't want to talk. And I respected that because I'm aware of what I did. 2 weeks ago, I was in a car accident and I broke 2 ribs, my arm, and had several scratches on my body. It was nothing too serious. I'm recovering well and I have help at home. I didn't say anything to my daughter because we don't talk. And she left. She lives 8 hours away. She called me yesterday asking if I had really been in an accident, and when I confirmed, she started to argue with me, saying I shouldn't know this kind of thing from my cousin, but from you. I was honest here and said that we haven't talked in months, almost a year. I'm respecting what she asked, and I thought this was a topic she wasn't interested in. She started to say that even though we didn't talk, I had to tell her this type of information because she was my daughter and the only immediate family and not hide it from her. She's upset with me, but today I received a bag from the pharmacy with pain medication and other things from her. I'm feeling bad, but I'm also doing what she asked, which is that we have no contact. Am I the asshole?
That's not one of these slam dunk ones. I don't know.
I got a hot take.
All right. So What's your hot take?
Stand on business. Listen to me clearly.
Hmm?
I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to have an opinion on this. Not to have the answer, but to have an opinion on this.
Right.
Because I've many times expressed how legendary my standing on business. My balance is nigga. I can stand on shit for
that was ass.
ever. And I've also expressed that I reserve my right to move whenever I would like to move. But I do that based on the other person. If you approach me and offer me something that is equal to or greater than what you did, then we could possibly move past what it is that you did. If I don't accept it, I'm back to standing. Like,
right.
I personally would have remained standing.
I'm still standing.
If I called her, I would not have called her fussing at her.
Right.
Because that's almost manipulation.
Yes, it is.
That's almost manipulation. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Why didn't I tell you? You clearly, specifically, and explicitly told me not to contact you.
Right.
What the? No. Absolutely not. I'm respecting your wishes. In me respecting your wishes, you do not get to yell at me for respecting your wishes.
That's true.
Fuck
also, what that shows is that don't contact me shit was conditional.
Right.
In her mind, even if at the time she didn't think it was, because the moment
absolutely,
the idea that the last parent she had could have been the fuck up out of here, I think it started to weigh on her. One thing I noticed even myself, like, I'll be 55 this year. My mom is still with us. The idea, the very reality that one day she won't be, is creeping up, right? So it sucks. But I've never had one of these incidents with my mom where I said, never contact me again. And to be clear, I'm not even mad at the daughter for feeling that way. It is
no.
No.
Right.
But I think that when the reality sets in, right, that your parent ain't gonna always be here, especially when you lose one already. I think maybe in her mind she had softened it and she still wanted to stand on don't contact me because she said that shit. But at the same time, this is a circumstance where it's like, damn, I could have lost her. Maybe it shook something loose.
Yeah, possibly.
But in that case, then you have that conversation.
Right.
You don't then call her yelling.
Yeah, you don't admonish her for respecting your wishes.
You call her and say, look, Mom, I know what I said, and I felt that way at the time. But at the losing dad, I could have potentially lost you. Something inside me said, this is not tenable.
Right.
Because I obviously still have feelings for my parent. And if you died and we didn't get a chance to make amends for this and have some sort of, it don't need to be the way it was, sort of, that shit would bother me until I was in my grave. Have that conversation. Don't, how dare you? Because what part of that is too, is trying to say she was wrong without saying she was wrong. In other words, I shouldn't have cut you off completely. Maybe we wouldn't be as close as we could have been, but I should have worried about your well-being a bit. Something.
Right.
Say that. She didn't want to say that.
Yo.
Instead, she tried to show you ain't gonna tell me.
Listen, I I agree with the premise of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is I'm not that sentimental.
Yeah.
So if I legitimately tell you
Right.
that you're dead to me,
Don't talk to me.
effectively,
Yeah.
then you're dead to me.
Yeah.
That some put it like this: an outside occurrence that has nothing to do with you is not going to change that for me.
Right.
Only thing that can change that for me is me and you.
Right.
So what you said is 100% valid and probably the case would be the case for a lot of people.
Or for her specifically.
No, but I'm just saying a lot of people would probably subscribe to that. You know, you're my last living parent, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. I don't give a fuck. Listen, if something, God forbid, if something happened to my mother and my stepfather,
that's not going to make you.
That's not going to make me reach out to my father.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I just think with this girl, I think she meant it at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that
and circumstances changed.
That's what I
like. We have to always allow for circumstances changed. Like we can't hold someone so strict to their word that something that they didn't think about when they made a decision isn't going to change that decision.
And maybe
that's why I said, and that's why I said, like, I have no issue with her changing her mind after the shit with her father. I have no issue. I wouldn't have, but I get why. I absolutely have no issue. My issue with her is you don't get to fuss at me for doing what you told me to do.
You don't get the fuss.
No. What are you talking? So most people said.
So wait a minute. Did she mention whether or not she had siblings?
No, I didn't see that. Okay. I didn't see that. And I would have to imagine no, because she said she found out from her cousin.
Oh yeah.
So I'll have to imagine she didn't have siblings.
Makes sense.
Most people said not the asshole. I found a couple that said you are the asshole. Okay. Everyone is commenting not the asshole because they're isolating the singular incident, but you're the asshole because you are the one who created this relationship by being a horrible parent and completely failing her. It is and will always be a lose-lose situation for both of you, and it's your fault. And I don't know if I 100% agree with that, because yes, you are the asshole for creating the situation. However, at the point that we're talking about, this daughter is grown-ish. Ish. I'll still say ish because she's not in, I still say ish, but you don't get to fuss at me for this particular thing. I listen to what you.
I think if we specifically are talking about this story and not projecting all that other shit in there,
right?
You don't get to yell at me for doing what you told me,
right? The next person, you're an asshole. This is the kind of thing you share, even if she doesn't want to talk to you. Just let her know what happened, that you're okay, and let her decide if that's the extent of it. I think that might be the ideal thing to do. I don't think that's the practical thing to do.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it like this. Daughter made a decision. At no point in that time did she ever hint to there being cracks in that decision, any other lessening of the severity of the contact rule. At no point did she do that. So how was the mother supposed to know that anything in her had changed? She kept that shit to herself.
Right.
So that's not on her mother. What is if you felt the way after hearing from your cousin that your mom was in an accident, it is all on you to call and have the discussion about that this brought a certain reality that I hadn't factored in, and I do want to know if something bad happens or whatever.
Right.
But you don't do that by calling your mom and go,
right. Right.
Like, why would you tell
That's
me?
the part that I'm hung up on is the fussing at the person for listening to you. Yeah, no.
And again, what that is, to be clear, is her trying to say without saying, I feel wrong that I didn't give you a chance when things got better.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like I'm a very big on say what you mean.
That's it. That's it. Zero right there. That's it. Daughter should have said something like, "Hey, ma, we might need that."
Yeah.
That, but you don't get the call going, "You piece of
right,
filth,
right."
You're
the stuff between my toes.
This is proof that you're a bad mom again, because like you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
Mean what you say what you mean. That's how I feel. Yeah. Like if and the thing about that is people act like that's a final act. It's not a final act. You can always amend it. You said a thing.
You meant right then.
Right. You said a thing. Okay, cool.
That's it. Then circumstances change. I grew up, maybe start seeing it a little different. Whatever.
Right.
Just like all you motherfuckers that I let walk for some perceived, strictly by me, offense. It is within my right. Change my mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I might change my mind one day and whip your ass. But currently, I don't feel like.
Yeah, currently you all right. Currently you all right. Go ahead. Go on about your business.
And I will tell you. I promise to tell you when.
Well, let you know. I might not
I'll
say
let
it.
you know. Right, like, hey. I'll be whipping your ass the next time I see you for that shit you pulled. Yeah, I know what I said back then, but things have changed.
Yo. The last year the asshole from this one is, it seems to be the unpopular opinion, but you're the asshole. You are in contact with your daughter, just little to no contact. I hate you. I hate you so much. I'm not reading the rest of this. I'm not reading the rest of this.
Why are we doing that?
I'm not reading the rest of this. The next one.
Ogba said, hold on, put this up here. I'll be allowed to live in Tombstone's world. Don't piss that man off.
I would argue that that's not how the simulation works. I have the manual, but okay. Am I the asshole for dropping out of hold up, let me do a different one because we just did one that the consensus was not the asshole. So am I the asshole for charging my adult stepson rent for the time he didn't have steady income? Now, what about that? See, most of the headlines, right? I don't fucking know, but most of the headlines, right? They at least attempt to make you come at it at least from a neutral stance, right? At least from a neutral, if not from a you're not the asshole stance. No, this motherfucker just let it all out.
Yeah,
this motherfucker ain't had no job. He let
the game out. He let the game out.
He let the dry part out loud, my guy.
Yeah, he did. And to be clear, if I'm just going, I haven't heard his whole scenario.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Going off of she. Yes, you're an asshole. Yes. Now let me hear the rest of the scenario, and I'll decide if that's how I feel afterwards.
My husband has 2 kids from his previous marriage. Andy is a 26-year-old man who moved back in after he got discharged from the military. I don't know the specifics, but when he came home, he wasn't cleared for work or driving by his doctors, and his case was still being reviewed for monthly compensation. My husband didn't want him to dip into his savings just yet, so he walked dogs.
In an accident?
Wait. So he walked dogs, babysat, and did similar odd jobs to get some money to pitch in with gas and groceries here and there when he could. We discussed it with Andy that whenever he did start getting a stable income, he would have to start paying rent and helping with bills. Andy agreed. Andy had his case settled and received a back payment for the time he was discharged to current time. Upon learning that, I gave Andy a list of expenses for the time we supported him, namely rent for the 15 months and a portion of utilities. It came out to roughly $7,000. Andy told me I was more or less an asshole for keeping a running tab of everything while he was at his lowest, but he paid me the money right away. However, he told my husband that he'd be finding someplace else to live and started packing everything up and had a friend take him to put his things in storage. My husband is furious and said I should have talked to him before deciding to charge his son back rent in his house. I told him I lived here too and contribute to the finances and that Andy is an adult, not a child or someone who just turned 18. He's practically a tenant. $465 a month was better than Andy would find anywhere else. My husband said it's not about the amount, but nickel and diming Andy like that was just scummy. Am I the asshole? What the fuck?
Bro, first of all, see, I was about to say, I guess I'm just different, but obviously I'm not because I hear what you and Og and Chrissy said right here. Bro, let me tell you, these are my kids. Are you fucking? If my son or daughter goes out here and gets into a damn accident, I'm about to go hold on. I'm about to go full on patriot right now. All right. You never see me do this. Your son fought for his country. Or at the very least, put himself in a position that potentially he could fight to defend your rights. And he gets into an accident and you nickel and dime him for every Cheerio that went in his fucking bowl. You are, madam, a elephant-sized piece of shit for this. Like, nah, B. No. No. What
the fuck?
No.
I'm so confused. I don't understand. Yo, so generally, I say don't judge a book by the cover, and in these type of situations, it's the headline.
Yeah.
No.
All of this is trash. all of this is trash. Yo, can you see? Bro,
what?
I guess I made different. Like, what are you talking about?
No, it is her who was made different because nigga, I'm right there with you. What do you mean?
You're garbage.
Here's the thing. Saying to him, hey, when you get better and you are gainfully employed,
yes,
it would be very nice if you contributed to
things
around here.
100%. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
To have a ledger printed out to hand him the moment he gets his settlement,
she gave me like, you had the TV on in this time period approximately 25 hours.
No,
we was like you to pay 5% of the electric bill for this, as you did right here.
Ogden said, am I the asshole for charging my son, who is now a vegetable due to getting run over by a bus, earned the Purple Heart, and still manages to volunteer as a crossing guard at the old folks home?
Also, when the giant meteor that was coming to wipe out all life, he threw his wheelchair in the way to protect the world.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, this man is a goddamn American hero.
He's Captain America, and your ass trying to charge this dude.
You ran a $7,000 tab on this man.
Yo,
what are we doing?
Let me see if I understand this correctly. Steve Rogers was living at your house. He stopped Hitler and them. You know what I'm saying? And then you did this. You do this.
I'm absolutely giving you your money, piecing the fuck out. Don't fucking. You know what? That last one we read,
exactly.
that would be me. Don't fucking talk to me again.
I don't want to hear from you.
I don't ever want to hear your voice.
What the fuck?
If you think about something that you want to say to me, write that shit down and burn it. Like, what are we talking about?
No, write that shit down, eat it, and shit it out. And it's over. I don't want to hear.
Like, I don't understand. Okay, so let me play not quite respectability politics, but kind of a version of it. Ma'am, if you and your husband live in that house and both of you contribute financially, y'all should have a decent amount of money.
Yes, they do.
Taking care of to take care of the things that you take care of. You should be living.
Because if he wasn't living there, how would y'all be able to pay your bills?
Right. So, like,
if you was relying on that, you're obviously not.
Like, to I don't know, 7,000. How does she say how long? Does she say how long it was? 15 months. So
I'm appalled, yo.
Hold on, I gotta do some calculations.
I'm appalled. So this man literally stopped Ultron, and this is what you do. He stood up to Thanos, and this is what you do.
Yo. Okay, so she charged him First of all, wait, where did you come up with the number of $465 a month?
I told you she counted every Rice Krispie that went in his goddamn bowl and shit. And all the times, by the way, where she had to clean it, her or the dad had to clean the dishes, she charged him for that.
Here's the thing. I would argue, because fuck her, that we're going to say that they own the house. They paid it off.
Yeah,
the house, they don't have a mortgage. No. They just got to pay property taxes.
Right.
So, what are you
charging? And then she didn't even say nothing. See, this other
thing. Hold up. Wait. I forgot about this part. Where is it? He walked dogs, babysat, and did similar odd jobs to get some money to pitch in with gas and groceries where he could.
Yo. You do realize that when this kid dies, he's going to Valhalla. And you do this? You do this?
Oh.
First of all, fuck her. That's BJ.
No, facts, Mike. Fuck her. She wildin'. Like, what do you mean about an asshole?
He saved cats from trees, and your ass.
What? He got Mr. Gorbachev to tear down the wall.
That wall, and you're doing this. You're doing this. My God, man.
Yo, I'm sorry. What do you mean? What do you mean you handed him a paper with $7,000 on it? Like, hey, here's what you owe.
Yeah, you gotta
take your time. Take your time whenever you're ready to settle up.
Whenever you're ready to settle up. And I have everything itemized on this list too, so you know exactly what you're being charged for. Because that's how much I care about you.
Hold on, let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find somebody that says that she's not the asshole. Because,
my God, man, what have we become? What have we become?
Oh, that's funny. I'm searching for somebody that says she's not the.
Find a single
to this post that says you're the asshole. Period. Space. I mean, yeah. New line. This might be the first thread on here I've made it to where there's not a single not the asshole. Okay, lady.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm
I'm
slightly surprised that I'm not finding one.
Bro, that shit reads like she has flying monkeys at her. Why would you do? Alma says, my dad charged me rent, but I didn't save cats from trees rigged with improvised explosive devices in Afghanistan.
But okay, hold up. I mean, technically,
did you die?
I mean, facts. Somebody says, I mean, technically not the asshole, but I don't see you winning this discussion. You're, quote, right, unquote. You're only charging a fair rent, and he seems to agree as he paid it, but this is giving major, quote, wicked stepmother. You don't understand words. You're saying she's the asshole. No, so I'm not going to count that one because you're saying she's the asshole.
Yeah.
Let me see. No, I don't. I'm not. It's this. Oh, wait, not the asshole. I rent a room to my adult nephew who is periodically unemployed, and I keep a running tally of what he owes for his rent. It's his responsibility, and it teaches him to stop walking away from his jobs when he doesn't have another one.
Notice he can walk. He can walk away from his job. Apparently, this kid could. Literally. You know what? This ain't even the same thing as that. Your problem, sir. Your problem, sir, is you don't know how to determine like versus like. That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh, not the asshole, but the husband is. After reading OP's comments, OP had been a fool putting all her salary into a joint pot with her husband. It's made her financially insecure. Husband says she has to ask if she needs money for anything, and she's having to go to her parents for help. She should have discussed this with her husband and stepson, but when she tried, she was shut down. Stepson hasn't been the innocent party. He didn't contribute anything, not money. That's been debunked. She clearly said the opposite, which he did not have. But for not doing his own laundry, not tidying up after himself, making a mess, not cooking, etc. Husband did not pick up after him. It was all left to OP. Husband is the asshole for taking $21,000 out of the joint account to pay his son's debts without discussing with OP, for putting them in a financial hole. So OP had to ask her parents for help, for shutting down any discussion about how to get out of that hole, and for financially abusing and treating OP like a maid. I'm not about to search around for all that, but if everything except for the one thing, which is irrevocably not correct, because clearly she said the opposite in the OP. Yes. Everything else, if all that shit is true, both be on the asshole. Like, what do you mean? That doesn't make you not the asshole.
Exactly.
Your husband was the asshole to you,
and you were the asshole in turn. Because if you thought that you was going to get some of that $20,000 back from this,
that's what it was. That's what it was. My husband took $21,000 from me. I'm gonna take $7,000 from his son.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what that is. All right, so everybody sucks here except for the son. Well, the son didn't clean up after himself.
Oh, sorry.
But again, yeah, I just like, yes, he should have, but nigga, what?
He said, now my stepdad did kick me out the day I turned 18, but me and him didn't exactly get along. And that had been a plan for a while. I wasn't saving babies from burning bushes in the Pacific Islands. I got paralyzed from the napalm.
I mean,
man,
who hasn't been in that?
Who hasn't been paralyzed by napalm? Every time napalm gets in his goddamn
stupid. I knew it. Am I the asshole? My ex-wife allowed our 16-year-old daughter to get a tattoo, and it looks god awful. I had to tell my daughter the truth. Here's the story. Tattoos are very common in my family. I myself am heavily tattooed. I'm very lucky to have a supremely talented artist in my family, and he just so happens to be a tattoo artist. So admittedly, I'm a bit of a snob. Okay, in any event, when my daughter started asking about getting work done, I was fine with the idea. We had to wait until she turned 18 and to have my expert cousin do it for her. My ex-wife and her husband had other ideas. They had a, quote, family tattoo event last week. Did not tell me beforehand, and I found out afterwards that this was a deliberate decision. They didn't want to tell me for fear that I would disagree. Well, as the title indicates, this piece of, quote, work looks horrible. It's just a genuinely bad tattoo. So I told my daughter what I thought. I am disappointed that she was impatient and jumped into a big choice with little thought. Now, no one over there will talk to me. My daughter won't answer the phone I pay for. Her mother won't respond to me. I get the importance of a first tattoo. And in defense of the daughter, she did have a good concept behind it. She was trying to honor her great-grandmother. She just jumped the gun and in the process now has a shitty tattoo on her body. Should I have just stayed quiet? Am I wrong? I'll be happy to fill in more details if it helps you all reach an answer. Edit. Yes, the phone issue. It's buried in the thread, but this thread, all you good folks, made me realize what a stupid thing that was for me to say to her. Trust me when I say I've learned my lesson. Edit again. I just apologized to her, and she was gracious enough to accept. Looks like I might be off the hook on this one. This was a close one. Lesson learned. I kind of want to know what he said to her. I'm not about to research to find it out. What I will say is, before whatever the fuck he said to her, because apparently he was off base, because he admitted to be off base. Yep. Before that point, no, nothing's wrong with it. Before that point, nothing's wrong with what happened. And I ain't gonna hold you. I might be petty enough. Don't know because I've never been in this situation, but hear me out. I might be petty enough that if I have a unique relationship with someone who is an expert in a field, and my ex decides that they're going to say, fuck that, and go ahead and do whatever they want without even bringing the idea up about our child.
Yeah.
And then as a consequence, my child is not talking to me. Now, hold up. In this, there is a bit of a thing that does make him a bit of an asshole. Maybe don't tell the kid that the tattoo that they just got is horrible.
That was what I was about. When you was done, I was about to say,
Yeah, that part.
Let me give some advice to some of you girl dads.
Yeah.
You need to be real careful
Mm-hmm.
how you critique your daughter's
Yeah.
appearance in any sort of way. All right.
Facts.
Because you are the first example of manhood in their life. And also, I'm only speaking to those of you that take care of your motherfucking kids. The rest of you fucking illegitimate ass motherfuckers that's running around here not seeing your kids for 15 months at a pop. Yeah. I'm not talking to you.
I don't count.
Talking about the real dads, the all fathers. Talking about them, right?
However, that being said, I might be petty enough that because this was my ex-wife's fault, and it resulted in my daughter no longer answering the phone that I pay for.
No, right?
And I might not be paying for that phone anymore.
I read facts.
That part, the whole telling her it was horrible. Nah, you don't do that.
It's a way to say
you don't do that. There's a way to say that.
There's a way to say all that.
Hey, listen. Hey, you see my tattoos?
See that?
You see how they are set up and how they have a theme to them and blah, blah, this, blah, blah. Well, cousin such and such is the one who did these for me.
Right.
This is what I had planned on doing for you once you turned 18.
Right.
Now, do you like your tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would have approached it.
Ask them, if they are happy with it, step the fuck off. Step the fuck off, because I'm telling you now, you're going to break something that didn't need to be broken. And it's harder to repair. Yeah. I'm just telling you. And listen, a lot of shit don't be just cliches. I've seen the adult version of women with daddy issues and how it plays out. I've seen it. And I'm telling you, it ain't cute. It ain't cute. Y'all need to be careful. Like, that doesn't mean you can't say something, but you need to be very selective in how you approach these things with some sensitivity. Don't go in there going, that has to be, my God, that has to be the worst tattoo I've ever seen. It has literally, that tattoo actually detracts from your facial appearance. It's bad. Now all your clothes don't seem to fit right.
Yo,
because, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you better watch.
Right. That's not. Because here's the thing. That might be what she hears.
That exactly.
Yeah. No, facts. No, you, a 16-year-old girl.
You seem funny.
Don't tell no 16-year-old girl.
Bruh.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my brother here? Pretty much everybody was saying everybody sucks here. So yeah. Next one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he has to buckle up in our Uber? I'm 20. My brother is 21, and my girl is 20. We were going out, and as we drove off in the Uber, I told my brother to buckle up because my girl's in the car. It's bad, but honestly, I admit he and me are in the habit of not wearing our seatbelts. But my girl is 100% strict about it and wants everyone in the car with her to be belted up. So I always do when I'm with her. He said no, he don't wear them and continued in the ride without them, which my girl said was fine. But I know her, and she definitely didn't like him next to her unbelted, which I get if you care about that. So on the way home, I told him he has to be belted or he can't ride with us, and he was so pissed. Am I the asshole?
So his girl said
kinda and kinda not.
Yeah, because if she said that, all right, fine. Even if you knew she would prefer him to have it on, as long as she ain't making the stink about it, she's willing to accept it at that point. I don't know that you come in and said it, but I get his point.
Absolutely.
Get his point, right?
Right.
Don't make her feel uncomfortable.
Well, here's my thing though. Generally in these, when I make my decision, I tend to focus on the players involved in their emotions and how they would feel about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going strictly scientific on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, not you, but the brother. Like, fuck both of y'all, you and the brother, because why the fuck y'all running around not wearing seatbelts in cars? First of all, that could get somebody a ticket.
Yes, sir.
Second of all,
damn, you know what? That didn't even cross my mind. Yeah, you over there fucking up.
Second of all, in an accident, if you happen to not have your seatbelt on, then the other person in the car with you might as well not have their seatbelt on as well, depending on where you're sitting, depending on where you get hit, depending on all this other types of stuff. Because you become a projectile. What are we like? What are you?
No, Mike is that you know I'm sitting. How much of an ass I am? I'm definitely the ass because I'm sitting here putting myself in the girlfriend's shoes as they hit something, and he goes flying through the windshield, and I'm on the other side going, I told you.
Yo, here's the thing. That I can't say for sure because he doesn't state this. But if I had to guess, outside of her just being because of how the American political system and climate is, I don't feel comfortable just using this word willy-nilly. Right. But I don't have a substitute, so I'm going to say it. I just wanted to give that disclaimer. Unless you're just being seatbelt Nazi about this type of thing, I have to imagine what I said is the reason she feels this way about seatbelts.
I don't want that ticket, motherfucker.
For her to be in this position where she's like, all right, it's fine. That's just her trying to placate and not cause issues.
That's it. But here's the thing. Again, you remember that episode where Martin fought Tommy Hitman Hearns?
Mm-hmm.
And he gets knocked the fuck out and he's flying across the damn, and the camera peers down to Pam and Gina. Gina looks horrified. Pam is laughing her ass off. I pictured that's the girlfriend when she hits something and he comes flying through the thing and she's like, like, yo, just, and that's the other thing. What is your major malfunction for not wanting to put the seatbelt on? Like, why are you riding that hard for that? Is that a principle? Whose principle? What does it solve? What does it prove? You could have just put it on. The ride is not, it's not like y'all riding for 5 days.
Yeah, you're in an Uber.
You're in a fucking Uber. Nah. Put on the seatbelt.
Yo, somebody pretty much gives my sentiment. Everybody sucks here besides your girlfriend. Not wearing your seatbelt puts others at risk, not just yourself. In an accident, anyone not wearing a seatbelt can cause injury, or worse, to everyone else in the car. If you go through the windshield, and you can also cause injury, or worse, to others. So you and your brother are assholes anytime you don't wear a seatbelt, and the driver is an asshole for not making you wear your seatbelt. Somebody says even worse, if you're in the seat behind somebody, you can smash into that seat and then crush them to death between your weight and the impact of the airbag.
That's facts.
Yeah, bro.
Just wear your fucking seatbelts, people. Said here, yo. I've heard people like, I don't wear it because one time if I'd have been wearing it, I would have died. Me being ejected saved my life. And then, of course, quite naturally, motherfucker, how often do you think that scenario is going on?
Yo, that's one of the most annoying things in the world to me. Like, because
when they take the outlier,
it makes me feel like you're almost there. You're almost there. You actually took something that was factual and used that to form your opinion. It's just that you picked the wrong fact.
Yeah.
You're almost there. You picked the fucking outlier. Yes, maybe in this instance, you being ejected from the vehicle saved your life. How often do you really think that's the case? Because if you look at the percentages of people who are ejected from vehicles during car crashes,
they unalive. Or they're so fucked up after it that it changes their life forever.
Forever. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
and here's the thing.
I'll give you go ahead.
If he does get into a situation where he sails through a window,
right,
it doesn't kill him, but it injures him to the point where it changes his life for a long period of time. Let's say even forever. Let's say he's fucked up for a year, right?
Yeah.
Behind this shit. What ends up happening is he's gonna have to be taken care of, and somebody's gonna have to charge him. Because we just saw from the last thing that they charge your motherfuckers out here.
Why bitches connected today? Actually says some places if you don't buckle up as a passenger and you get pulled over, you got points on your own license.
Yeah.
Hey, and like I said, the whole ticketing thing, that's true. When we came from Myrtle Beach, the first time we went to Myrtle Beach, Dad got pulled over on the way back, and everybody in the car got tickets for not having their seatbelts on.
Crazy.
Now, some of them niggas claim they had their seatbelts on. I don't know. I wasn't in the car.
I think they're not. No, you know what?
It's possible.
I'm gonna say
it's possible, right? But the point is,
give the cop the benefit.
Right? Exactly. But the point is, like, for instance, anybody get in my car, there are people that get in my car from time to time that might not put their seatbelt on. And what do? Yo, put your seatbelt on. Right. Like, what is wrong with you?
I never get in your car without putting the seatbelt.
Never. Ever. No, not once. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong? No, yo, so I get in the car, I pull off. I'm driving like 5 miles per hour because I'm literally just pulling off, and I hear beep, 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 beep. Yo, put your fucking seatbelt. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Yo, why do you want to hear this shit?
Yeah.
Because some people you can't fucking convince of real things. So I try to boil it down to the base. Like, why do you want to hear this? Yeah. Why do you want to be annoyed by this noise?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's the same person that won't change the battery in his goddamn smoke detector. He won't give a fuck about every 15 minutes. That's same type motherfucker. Same type motherfucker.
All right, let's do one more. Let me try to make it a good one. Oh, that might be a good one. Hold up. So I'm gonna read these headlines. Am I the asshole for dropping out of a wedding after being told to cover up some scars and a skin condition?
Hold up. You want to know how I got these scars?
Shut up. Am I the asshole for telling the doctor to shut up on a turbulent flight? Am I the asshole for refusing my parents' gift right after I gave birth? Am I the asshole for asking to borrow my girlfriend's car after I made fun of it? Am I the asshole for taking my children to Disney for the first time without their mother and refusing to apologize when confronted? Which one?
No, seriously, how do you just take
I don't fucking know, bro. Which one? You want to do that one?
Yeah. Oh no, right. That telling the doctor to shut up, shit.
I mean,
all right, let's do the Disney thing because we talked about Disney, so this is synergy.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a synergy.
My son made this account and asked me to post this story because he claims my normal meter is skewed and the internet is going to tell me I am an asshole. I recently babysat my grandchildren, 5 and 4, for a period of 4 nights and 5 days so my son and his wife could attend a wedding in Mexico and spend a few days on vacation. They approached me since their mother would not be available, and I initially said I wasn't comfortable with that. It seemed like a long time to watch the kids, and she has point blank told me that the woman's family is more important than the man's. So I was irritated. I was being asked and not her mother. I will admit that I did give in when my son became very emotional, but I feel like they were being manipulative.
Yeah.
While I had the kids, I was invited to a birthday party at Epcot, and I wanted to go. It didn't even occur to me to run it by my son or daughter-in-law as I had the kids.
So he doesn't live in Florida, basically.
I'm guessing he does live in Florida.
All right, go ahead.
It didn't even occur to me to run it by my son or daughter-in-law as I had the kids for an extended period of time, and obviously they knew they would be going where I went. My daughter-in-law had previously mentioned wanting to save up for Disney, but she said that about a lot of things and never made me aware it was something super special to her. Also, it was Epcot. It's not like I took them to Magic Kingdom. and they had some magical moment of seeing their favorite character. When they returned and found out, my daughter-in-law was furious and burst into tears. She said I stole one of her kids first and called me entitled. To be honest, I didn't react well to being called entitled when she was the one who had previously demanded babysitting. My son had asked me to apologize as she was distraught over missing their first Disney trip, but I declined and asked them to leave. My son reached out again and said I should have asked for something that big, and his wife feels robbed. I know she is a huge Disney person, but it was Epcot, not quintessential Disney, and I don't feel I should have had to miss out on a birthday party I wanted to attend. I told my son I am not apologizing for anything, and maybe they should think about how they made me feel when they didn't respect my initial no. My son feels like Reddit is going to show me the error of my ways.
All right. So I'm just going to say this. There's a couple of things that seem to be misconstrued here. Him saying that Epcot is not mainline Disney. I've been to Epcot several times. That shit Disney. Y'all can stop. That shit's Disney, right? So they did go to Disney. They didn't go to all the parks, but they did go to Disney. All right. So we're gonna kill that. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, this birthday party that he's talking about, somebody could make the argument. They could say, I'm not saying this, but they could say, so you just don't go to the party, you babysitting kids, and you can't go. Somebody could also make the argument if she never specified how special this shit was. But it's kind of hard to say that because we know what Disney is to pop culture.
Yeah.
Right. And to kids, that is a special moment. You take your kids down there. I gotta say, I kind of gotta side a little bit with the moms because it's like, it's Disney. He wanted to walk through that shit with them kids first. You know how much shit I had to turn down when I had my nieces and nephews with me? Because I couldn't go. Yo, can you go to the set? No, I got my nieces and nephew with me. And I'm not bringing them there. But then too,
hold up. Wait, that's different. That is different.
Because this is a children's spot.
Right.
So it's not like he was taking.
Listen. I have to respectfully disagree. And here's why. I will preface this with I've never had that Disney thing. So that is absolutely going to inform what I'm about to say.
Right.
I agree with you 100%. There's no way in the world that he didn't know it was a big thing. It's Disney.
And they're children.
It's a big thing. However, the wife's family is more important.
Ooh, yeah, that shit right there is whack.
Oh, I told you I was not comfortable watching these babies. I don't really. I'm not saying that this is him, but I don't really have much to entertain these kids with. They are 4 and 5. Oh shit! Somebody's having a party at the place for kids. Well, shit. This is going to make the kids happy. This is going to tire them out. This is going to entertain them. I get to hang around my friends while they got their grandchildren or children or whatever the case may be. I am not saying
sometimes you got to prioritize.
Should have done it,
but sometimes you got to prioritize the children in this case,
right?
For the mom,
and you don't have enough money to do it.
So when was they going to go?
When was they going to go?
When they were 16,
right? So like, I get her side. I get her side, and I absolutely understand his son because, come on, man, my wife mad.
Yeah, I got to live.
I absolutely understand the son, but first of all, you're not about to tell me I'm not important to these babies.
Definitely, because now that I sit and think about it, it's important that the kids have a good time. Nothing's stopping you from taking them again. They're going to be every bit as excited.
Every bit as excited. This reminds me of the people who go all out for the children's first birthday party.
Right. The child's not
because the child wants that. No,
I don't remember.
This is for you.
This is for you.
This is for you. It's okay to admit that this is for you.
Right. Right.
However, the thing I got to push back with Ogwen, this is not a big decision. It's a big occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big decision. You're taking the kids out to have fun. That is what the decision is. It's not like it's some situation where there's a danger that's inherent to the thing that we're doing, or this isn't a place for children, so it's not one of those things where like there's a discretion that is necessary to be involved. This isn't a big fucking decision. It was a spur of the moment, not necessarily spur of the moment, but it was a relatively short notice type. Hey, we're having this thing at Epcot. Drive down.
Here's another thing though, that we might want to consider as well. Anybody that's been down there to Orlando and driven down International Drive, there are a bunch of places you can take kids.
Absolutely.
So it could have been a thing of, yo, just don't take them there. I wanted to take them there first. It's other places y'all could have went to. Not there. International Drive got a bunch of spots. A bunch.
Yeah.
So he could have
Oh, it makes a good point. He says, I need to be made aware ahead of time so I know where they are. I don't have a problem with them going, but not telling me would be wild. I don't disagree. I don't feel as strongly.
The only reason I don't feel as strongly about that, because it's not a bad take. Take, not a bad take.
Yes, absolutely.
But this is their grandfather.
Right. That's my thing. I'm not handing someone over to my children over to someone whom I don't trust.
Right.
So I don't know. I personally feel that there are certain things that we do just to do them.
Yes.
That don't actually have an effect of real life effect on anything. Like,
this is also about her though.
Yes, 100% is about her.
It's about her because
this is about them two beefing.
Yeah. Also, that whole thing too about the mother's family is more important to the You're fucking bugging. First of all, I wish a motherfucker would have said that shit.
Hold up real quick. Absolute. I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you brought that up. That's another aspect of this. Everybody knows it is the grandparents. I ain't gonna say right. A ritual.
Yes.
That they spoil the grandchildren.
Culturally.
That is how that works. Like, everybody knows that.
Right.
Yeah, no, facts. Like, it was a malice thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say it was 100% malice. I believe in good faith that she wanted to be the person to do that.
Right.
I don't believe it was simply because it was the grandfather that did it. I really do believe it was, oh, you robbed me of this opportunity. It's just
other things we don't know too. Like, for instance,
absolutely.
We've talked about this on the show before. There are adults that are 100% Disney adults.
Yes.
Like the amount of love and adoration they give to that IP, that brand, is crazy. We don't know if she's one of them. In which case, she's gonna see it different than just the person. Oh, I can take my kid. This is Disney could be a big thing, but we don't know this because we didn't say it. All we know is a grandfather took his grandkids to Disney.
Yeah,
that's what we know.
Like,
when you just have a reductionist view of this, that does not sound crazy.
It doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world.
That doesn't sound crazy. A grandfather took their grandkids to Disney.
That sounds like grandfather of the year, my guy.
Yo, to your point, this is what my wife's granddad used to do for them all the time. And they would drive there from Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I wanna amend something I said. I'm not going to let someone watch my kid Well, what I said was I'm not going to let somebody watch my kids who I don't trust.
Mhm.
What I mean when I say that, because let me be clear. Let me be clear.
That should definitely be like an axiom. Like, if you don't
Yeah,
trust
I mean, right, because that should be like common sense, right?
Yeah.
But let me be clear and say, if I don't, there's not a person that I would allow to watch my kids without restriction that is already made.
Yes.
This isn't going to be they decide to do something and I then enforce a restriction that came out of nowhere.
Right. They would have
So if it's somebody watching my child,
yeah,
and I don't feel like they are people that could watch them outside of the area that they are in, I would say to them, hey, what y'all got planned?
Right.
Because I might not go as hard at them and like, don't take my fucking kids. No, but hey, what y'all got planned? Because I'd like to know.
Yeah,
I would tell them.
But there's another thing about this too, bro. They live in Florida.
They live in Florida.
Floridians will often go to City Walk. Mm-hmm. Some of them have annual passes to Disney and to Universal. Going to Disney for them ain't quite the same as it would be for us that don't live down there, and it's a whole thing getting on a plane. This is a drive.
Yeah,
right. So, I don't know, man. I just think that when you reduce everything to a granddaddy took his grandbabies to Disney,
right?
I don't know if there is.
It's kind of hard for me to be mad at that.
It's hard. What court in the nation?
Right. Yo, that is exactly an example. Like, hey, listen, you got the kids today. If y'all decide to do anything, could you let me know? Could you please give me a call?
Disney's theme park on Earth around the corner.
So that's what I mean. So like, there are certain people. Like, I'm not just. I know it could have come across as I was saying anyone who watches my children have carte blanche to do whatever they want. No, that's not my point. My point is, as the adult, as the responsible person for these people's lives, I am going to upfront let the people know what is and is not acceptable, or what may or may not need to be relayed to me before they make that decision.
And it's hard to make that. It's hard to make the argument in front of people who are completely detached from this situation.
Yeah.
Say, why are you mad at their grandfather again?
Right.
Because they had
especially with the context of the mother's family is more important.
So
look at you. Oh. The fuck? What?
Can you imagine somebody saying that to me about my father's mother?
Ain't no way.
That was my listen. I know you ain't. They say you ain't supposed to have favorites, but I did have favorites. My dad's mom was my favorite grandmother. All right. Can you imagine somebody say, "Yeah, but she's not as important as the." Talking about, and just so you know, as someone who is a man, is a dad with a kid, let me hear somebody say that my side
nigga
ain't as important as her mom's
side. Now that you say that, there are very few women who I have dated that I would outside of myself, trying to be as objective as possible,
right,
who I would trust their family over my mother.
Right.
There are very few.
Come on.
Very few.
And listen, I don't like to talk about things that are super, super, super personal here.
Right.
I have reasons for not trusting the mother side over the side. By the way, I got custody.
Right.
Now, my daughter's an adult now, but I'm just saying, I got custody.
Right.
And for all of that.
Facts.
All right.
Facts. These blanket statements just don't tend to hold up because you're making a fucking blanket statement. That's how that works.
Right.
Generally, they don't hold up to scrutiny because these things don't just apply
to everything.
What are you
talking about?
No, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. A part of this is just my pettiness.
Yes.
You're not about to say to me, I'm the person. It's me. I'm the father's side. You ain't gonna say to me that the mother's side is more important. Oh, but by the way, can you watch my children?
Nah, B. Let me tell you something, man. Like I had an incident when my daughter was first born. I had to make it clear. You can't talk to me like this with a family member on my side. Because I had some input about she's a preemie, it's wet and soggy and cold outside. I don't like taking her all over the place, showing her off in this weather. It can wait until it's not so fucked up. She's a preemie. I had somebody, an adult on my side, say, well, you don't get to say that because like you just became a father.
Fuck
is you? She just became a mother. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
No, Facts absolutely said, not even can you. It was you're gonna. Even after he said he'd rather not.
Right. Right.
I mean, bro, like you can't. Like, because here's the thing. Anybody in good faith, first of all, I question her as a mother.
Yes.
Because I am not going to be confrontational with somebody I'm about to give my kids to.
Exactly.
So, because he is, all accounts, a decent individual.
Yeah.
I can't take it out on the kids.
Right.
I'm about to take the shit out on you.
Yeah, facts.
You've mentioned Disney before. Oh, someone is having a birthday at Epcot.
Guess what?
We in there.
Man, if he wanted to be super petty, he should have had him take pictures with Mickey.
Yo! Listen.
I don't know if they changed it. You got the big Epcot Center ball shit, right? In that same area, when you get past that fountain, the international fountain, where the water comes up like waterfalls, there is a meet and greet area right over there in one of them buildings, because we took Siobhan over there to meet and get the autographs and take the pictures and all that other shit. Them kids, that would have been the second place them kids went. We'd have got at that party. I'd have took them over there, go get some pictures. With them.
I'm about to do some assuming and extrapolating.
All right.
I'm going to assume that they're not friends on social media.
Pretty much.
The way I would have sent her a friend request and posted all of the pictures from the outing onto my social media the moment after she accepted my request.
The fucking cheek.
Because what kind of parent would you be if you're in a foreign country and you see that you got a friend request from somebody who's watching your children and not accept it?
You're going to accept it.
You're going to accept it. The way I would have sent her a friend request and then let the clip fly on all the photos.
I'd have emptied the clip on the phone. Everything. And I'd have been in almost every one line.
Because I want to clarify, I want to be very crystal clear. Right. I am a petty individual. You are not, but it's earned.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not just going to be randomly petty to you. Right, however, if you want some bullshit with me, especially if you are depending on me, expect some recompense.
We'd have stayed there. We'd have stayed there until the park closed.
Nigga.
Got to see the five. Now that was a bucket list item that I got to do the last time I was there. Stayed until the motherfucking park closed to see that ending Disney fucking fireworks shit. And this was after coming out. Oh shit. I'd have took them to the Italian restaurant that's over there and shit. We'd have ate some delicious olives and some other shit and walked up out of that motherfucker. They'd have had cotton candy and all that shit. And I'd have had the video with one of those great low light cameras as they went up, and the kids would have had that magical look on their face and shit. And I'd have been in the picture like,
thanks. All facts. Fuck her. Fuck her. Ain't no way. You not. That's. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Call me what you want to call me, bro. Call me what you want to call me. You're not about to treat me like shit.
And then
I expect me to be decent to you.
I'd have left a message on her answering service with the kids singing "It's a Small World." It's a small world.
Yo! Oh my god!
I'd have started a YouTube channel that was like my grand. The name of the channel would have been "My Grandkids' First Trip to Disney." Every video on there would have been just about that.
Yo, like the fact that she called this man entitled for taking his grandchildren to Disney World. Man, that's kind of like I get again. I'm not allowing for him to say he didn't know it was a big deal. No, there's no way you didn't know it was a big deal.
Also, trying to say it wasn't really Disney, nigga. I've been.
No, it was still Disney.
That's Disney.
It's Disney.
What is it if it's not? To even walk there, to get to the Epcot. What? Yo, as soon as you walk in, there's a little garden part there that has these bushes that have been trimmed to look like Mickey, Goofy. What? Nah.
You're not about to play the victim, but you're not about to. I'm not about to let you play the victim, but I'm not mad at your anti-hero stance.
Exactly. He said, sent your voicemail message to the kids singing, and then was
yo. All right, I see we not the only petty ones. All right, hold up. So let me read these couple comments. I hope your son feels humbled here today. You're not there because remember his son made him post this.
Yeah.
He said, I hope your son feels very humbled here today. Not the asshole. They imposed on you to watch their children. You did exactly as they requested. You've done nothing wrong. You are not responsible for your rude daughter-in-law crying. Tears don't make a person right. The only entitled behavior is your son and daughter-in-law. They guilted you into accepting something that you expressed you were not comfortable with, and then got upset in how you took care of their children for them. You shouldn't have to forego your plans because they did not secure childcare before going on vacation. Again, you've done nothing wrong. She deserves no apology. She can pout and whine all she wants. She was the one who put you into an uncomfortable situation. She never said not to go there, and you're not a fucking mind reader. Next time they ask something like this, tell them you can't deal with the negative reaction of a daughter-in-law and aren't willing to subject yourself to her behavior. I agree with most of that. You went a little hard with some of it. But yeah, not the asshole. I'm guessing you paid for the kids to go to Epcot and fed and paid for any other excursions during those days.
Well, they ain't at the party.
and all in the name of trying to spend some fun quality time with your grandkids. I know it was probably a lot of work, but you enjoyed it. So instead of a super ginormous thank you for the money you spent in time with the kids, allowing the parents to go away on vacation without the kids, you're called entitled and demanded an apology from? Hell no. Daughter-in-law is the clear asshole, and son too for agreeing with his wife. Oh, I disagree with that part. He has to agree with his wife.
Yes, he does. We're not doing that. I know what's the other thing is, I ain't even worried so much about the old man having a good time.
Right.
Let me tell you who not giving a fuck about how mommy feels or how daddy feels. Them 4-year-olds, they just went to Disney. They don't give a fuck. When they grow up, guess what their memories is going to be? I remember my granddad took me to Disney. They not gonna say,
wait, nigga. Somebody said, how close do you live to Epcot? I assume close enough to take a day trip with 2 small children and come back the same day. Do your son and daughter-in-law also live near you? The answer, I live 2 hours away. And they live 3 hours away, but they don't want to do a Disney as a day trip and think that they would need 4 to 5 days. I feel no remorse. Every bit of favor that I was giving to the mother, I now retract.
It's gone.
What the fuck do you mean?
It's gone.
You're deprived. Let's do what she did to the grandfather. You're depriving those children of a day at Disney World because you feel like it wouldn't be enough time?
You monster.
You monster. What the fuck is wrong with you?
3-hour drive. Bro, let me tell you something, man. That's why I asked earlier where they live. Did they live in Florida? Because it is very common for Floridians to just go to Disney. And a lot of them have annual passes. Right? So this
hold up. There's more info.
What else?
Can I get any detail on the whole quote, the woman's family matters more? Because if that's just as cut and dry as you state, then I really have no sympathy for her. You had kids foisted, I like that word, on you by an inconsiderate mother because you were seen as convenient. And now she's mad about something her kids are going to forget anyways. So she can still give them their first Disney memories. He said she said it for the first time when I picked out a dress for the wedding. And apparently her mother was supposed to pick her color first. He said it a couple times randomly while she was pregnant, and she said it a couple times randomly postpartum. And once when she thought I wanted the kids to go to Switzerland for my birthday, which, to be clear, I did not want.
All right. I was a bit fixated on they're 4 and they won't remember. I remember shit when I was 4.
Oh no, they may or may not remember. That's you can't objectively say either one.
Yeah.
Another piece of info: was this babysitting arrangement pre-planned or did they ask you last minute? They asked a week ahead of time, and I said no. Then I gave in after 5 days. I mean,
piss on that.
Give any other information? No. As soon as you walk in the park, making Goofy run your pockets, and all of a sudden your kids are drinking Slurpees. That's fact. Yeah, no, there's no way. Like I said, I'm not allowing for the idea that he didn't think it was a big deal, and I'm not allowing for the idea that it was just Epcot. No.
Yeah, and I'm also not allowing for the idea that a granddad can't take their kid to Disney. It's a 2-hour drive.
Like that's some shit. This is one of those things that you would see on like a 90s sitcom.
Yes.
Like the mother would be super upset because the grandparents took her opportunity to take their kids to Disney when in reality she wasn't really trying to take the kids to
You couldn't have possibly been trying because you're all 3 hours away. And like Ogba pointed out, you probably got the residence discount.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it now. You have lost it all. And then on top of that, you telling that man that he ain't as important.
Yeah, that part.
Fuck off. They coming back with the ears. And I dare you throw it away.
Bro.
I dare you do it.
Bruh, listen, there's no way in the world that you can intimate that I am not important and then task me with watching your children. That is not something that you should do.
Here's the other thing. After that Disney trip, I bet I'm more important.
I bet your ass will ask me to babysit no more.
Yeah, look, their memories of me important as shit. Like, you can say what you want, but they go, that's the granddad that took us to Disney.
Facts. All facts.
I just elevated my importance.
Oh, hold on. You said we don't know, but apparently at some point, I don't know if I didn't read it or just don't remember it. OP said OP knew that she was a huge Disney person. Oh. So, but the thing you said about Disney adults might apply to her. Yeah,
that's why this shit hit her so hard. But I'm disqualifying her for that shit she said about that allowance is now being disqualified for that other bullshit she said about we not as important. Fuck that.
Okay. I found you're the asshole because everybody the consensus on this is not the asshole. Right. Oh my fucking god! Yes, you were an asshole all the way. Don't even for a minute pretend you didn't in some dark and twisted part of your mind understand that what you were doing was a giant middle finger to your daughter-in-law for relegating you to second-class grandpa when she stated that she would naturally be closer and more comfortable with her mother being around her children. Newsflash, garbage stunts like this is why. Disney is a milestone event for most kids. My husband's family are Disney nuts. Mother-in-law and sister-in-law go multiple times a year. Sister-in-law did internships there. The family has multiple bricks in the Memorial Walk level Disney fanatics. Do you know how many times my children have been to Disney? 0. Why? Because my mother-in-law put it, because as my mother-in-law put it, the first time that's for the parents to take their children. After that, the grandparents go with the parents' permission. That's how decent human beings who happen to be grandparents behave. You choose not to behave like a decent human being, and it's going to bite you in the ass so hard. You accepted an invitation to Disney properties despite having the prior commitment of caring for your grandchildren and took the grandkids along somewhere you knew your son and daughter-in-law were planning to take them, then want to play innocent because it's not like it's the Magic Kingdom. You sound like a 6-year-old with her hand caught in the cookie jar. Grow up, enjoy your estrangement, and remember you have no one but yourself to blame.
In no world are you going to paint a grandparent taking their kids to Disney World as evil to me. Sorry. Sorry. You typed all that for nothing. There's nowhere in the world you can frame a grandparent taking their kid to Disney as evil unless that was a stop off of them kidnapping the kid and never giving them back. There's no way. You're wilding.
Is there another? You're automatically disqualified from your first sentence. You're the asshole and honestly sound like an insufferable woman.
Yeah, you're out. Throw him out bodily. Throw him out.
Wait. Him out bodily. Why would you? What? Okay, somebody else said you're the asshole. You could have said no. Nobody can demand for you to babysit. And how old are you that you can't miss a birthday party? It is a special experience and one that, even if it's not important to you, is important to their mother. If it bothers you so much, then don't be around them. But that doesn't give you the right to steal special moments from the family. You already raised your kids and made all your own decisions. Next time, just decline to babysit.
I'll say this again. After she said what she said about his lap being important, she can kiss me all around my ass. I don't care. The fact is, short of him about to do something really bad to those kids after the trip, you can't frame this as an evil. Ask them kids if they felt abused. Ask them kids if they felt like he was out of pocket. Oh, that's right. You can't, because they're all sleeping off the goodies and shit that they ate at that party. And have the sugar plums dancing in their heads when they think about the experience they had. Nope.
We'll close this out with everyone sucks here. You're coming off as being needlessly mean to your daughter-in-law. Is it too much of an issue to say that you're sorry and you didn't realize it would be a problem? Why are you so opposed to looking after your grandchildren? To each their own, I suppose. The daughter-in-law is being oddly dramatic and almost rude considering you're providing free childcare. The woman's versus man's family bit was just bizarre. What the hell? This reads like there's a lot more context we're missing. I'm not mad at that take.
I'm not mad at it either, because if y'all wanted to make the argument that they were both being ass, then sure. I'm willing to see that way. But 100%. You're not going to tell me that he did something evil, taking his taking his grandkids to Disney. Now, if you want to say he's being ass by saying it wasn't really Disney, again, I say to any of you that have gone to that outside, there's no way that's not Disney. We're not even doing that.
I think what happens is people take people's people's wishes and apply morality to that.
Yep.
It is not immoral for him to, quote, steal this moment Not immoral.
Think about what the other person said. The way it's supposed to go.
Right.
The
family first, then the grandparents, then whoever else. What are you talking about?
Where's that written down at?
Listen.
What are y'all talking about?
Nah. I don't live in Florida, right? So now, of course, because I don't live in Florida, I would absolutely need someone to let me know that they were taking my children to Florida. But
your children living in Maryland.
Right.
That is a plane trip. A 2.5-hour plane trip.
Right. So that aside, I personally, I can't speak for my significant other. I personally do not give a fuck if I'm the first person to take them to Disney.
Of course not. Come on.
I want my kids to have fun. It is not about me.
Exactly.
If there is somebody that is willing to do it that I trust to take my kids to Disney, I'm going to let them take my kids to Disney.
And here's the thing. I wasn't the first one to take my daughter to Disney. My daughter went to Disney before I did. Both of them. One on the East Coast and the one on the West Coast. Right? But guess what happened though? When we went, this gonna surprise y'all.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
We had fun.
Yes.
Even though she'd been before.
Right.
Even though I wasn't the first one to take her.
Right.
We had fun.
And I feel like a part of this is just not wanting to admit that your desire is something of very little consequence to anyone except for yourself, and not and feeling like the way to avoid admitting that is to make the other person look like a bad guy.
Yeah, yep. You're trying to
like there's nothing wrong with you wanting to be the first person to take it. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. However, that's about you. That's not about the kids.
About them kids.
And you not wanting to admit that makes you want to villainize the other party.
And make him into a monster for taking his kids to go to the house with the mouse.
Yeah. And absolutely, Ogma, each experience is a separate great experience.
That's it.
They're a kid. All that other baggage means nothing to them.
Yo, I'm telling you, it really don't, bro. Like, listen, was it a big? Was I happy that it was me that took my daughter out of the country for the first time in her life? Sure,
absolutely. Yeah.
Had it been her mom, I wouldn't have cared.
Right.
It was great that I got to see the look on her face. She knows she's leaving the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But if it had been her mom, I wouldn't have cared.
Right. And this, I'm gonna leave it on this. Might be a little controversial. Some of y'all having children for selfish reasons. Some of y'all are in love with the idea of being a parent over the idea of actually raising children.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
some of y'all got children as an accessory.
Nigga.
I see y'all do the same thing with pets. So I recognize it.
Mm-hmm. Because part of the whole idea of having a child is sacrifice.
Yes. For them.
Even the most insignificant levels of sacrifice are still sacrifice for the child. If this was a legitimate situation where you felt it would not have been safe for someone to take them, I get it. I'm with you 100%.
But you know,
you're not gonna get no pushback. That's not what it was.
Damn well, that's not.
It was a selfish thing about yourself. I get to be selfish. They my kids. You're not. You don't understand. You don't get it. You don't get it. It's okay. It's okay. You don't understand. I believe that you still are a decent parent, at least, and that your children are safe with you. However, you might want to work on that a little bit.
You got some serious selfish issues going on over there.
Got some growth.
You're not going to tell me that it's not going to bleed into other aspects.
Bruh.
Yeah, I said it. And also, again, I know it because I've seen it with people in pets. I saw the nigga buying that pit bull because it matched his Tim. It fit the thug kit. And I see you got him out there in the backyard, barely cleaning up the shit in his backyard.
Don't never take it for a walk.
Never take it for a walk unless you want to show off your new outfit, your new thug kit with your damn pit bull. I see you do it, and I've seen parents do it with their kids too. Personally, I've watched it. I've watched it. I know because I see how you treat them. I see how you treat your kids. Where you can barely hug them. You don't hug them. Oh, I'm speaking of personal experience here, not some random whatever.
Right.
You won't even hug them.
Yeah.
You don't even have the. I know it sounds weird, but trust me when I tell you it's a thing.
Yes.
But you got these kids so just stripped of having that parent emotional connection with you that it damages them later on in life.
Yo, this was one of my favorite lines from Royce the 5'9" ever. It's not a bar, but it's a bar. Y'all niggas prayed your baby come out having good hair. I pray mines have all their toes and fingers.
A bar.
It's a bar. Like, what are we talking about here?
Nasty work.
Yeah, bro. Work. Get y'all shit together. She clearly has issues. She clearly has issues, and hopefully they aren't the type of issues that lead to neglect.
Yeah, facts.
Because I'm not going to make that reach.
Maybe no, I doubt it though, because I think she's arrogant enough about the fact that she has these kids that she's not going to make herself look like shit.
Right.
Doesn't provide. I don't think I wouldn't make that stretch unless we had some evidence of it.
Right.
But I'm telling y'all what I know, what I've seen, what I've personally had to deal with. Nasty work.
Absolutely. And
with that, we will end our show. We want to thank all of you good parents. We talking to
Facts.
We want to thank all you good parents and those who haven't had a chance to be a parent yet.
Right.
For joining us on another rousing edition of the Black Culture Geeks podcast. Be sure to always check and make sure that you're checking and watching the Heard It Through the Grapevine podcast.
Absolutely.
My sister, his significant other.
Yeah.
Also, Reaper Legion store, reaperlegion.com is open. You want to get a shirt?
Absolutely.
You want to get a hat? If you want to get a flag to represent the fact that you are Legion, we are many.
We are many.
Go check out reaperlegion.com. Also, if you haven't had the chance to go and get one of these physical copy comic books of issue 0 and issue 1, the printer, I already talked to the printer. It's in the printing. I should be getting them in probably a matter of days, right? So we'll soon have physical copy books back in the store. And also, let me ask you, anybody a question? Consider this. Those trading cards that we did, I'm considering getting some more done because they're going to be collector's items, only a limited run, and putting them in the store for people to go and get them. So just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. It'll be a limited run, and these will be the last ones that look like this, right? So that's what I'm saying. Let me know. Let me know if anybody interested in that. Also, there's always music. There's always music. Go check it out. Stream it. And yeah, just support what we with the community. We appreciate you guys once again. So for my man SBJ, you on the Dead Man, and for the greater world entertainment family, we are out. Peace.